than 90% of the sun obscured in England. And now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Good morning, Tom Wren.
A very good morning to you as well, Kate. Let's start with footy. The teams for the Crows and Fremantle will come out tonight ahead of tomorrow night's blockbuster clash at Optus Stadium. It's a huge night for Adelaide, who will remain in the fight for a double chance in the top 4 with a win, but could drop to 7th and in the wildcard spot if they lose. They're set to make a host of changes, with Darcy Fogarty set to return from suspension, while Lockie McAndrew, James Borlase, Luke Nankervis and Jake Saligo also made the trip over and are set to return. And there's much intrigue as to whether Taylor Walker will play or be rested. He was a part of the 26-man squad that flew over West yesterday. Meantime, Jason Horne-Francis got through port training last night and could still play in Saturday night's match at home against Melbourne. Well, Pat Cummins has declared himself recharged and ready for Australia's gruelling schedule of 21 test matches in 12 months. The Aussie skipper will lead his side today in the first test against Bangladesh in Darwin. After missing most of last summer with a back injury, Cummins says he's in good shape.
It feels like I've had a proper 12-month block of basically just gym work and running and things that I don't think I ever would have had. So, something like my hamstrings, I've probably managed the last 5 or 6 years. They feel 100% right now.
Isabella Nichols and reigning world champion Molly Picklum have advanced to the quarterfinals at the Tahiti Surf Pro. Picklum will face Canadian rising star Erin Brooks next up at Chaupo. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Rennie. Now to the 5AA forecast. A shower or two today. We're heading for a top of 17 degrees. 17 again tomorrow with a shower or two, and 17 right across the weekend and partly cloudy. Right now we're sitting on 11 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hi, Matt Crouch here. Feeling the pinch at the petrol pump? With fuel prices on the rise, now's the perfect time to drive smarter with budget car and truck rental. Our growing fleet of hybrid vehicles helps you go further, using less fuel and with the comfort and reliability you expect. Whether it's a weekend away, a work trip, or you just need a car for a few days, Budget has hybrid options ready to go. Drive more, spend less on fuel. Budget car and truck rental. 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Discover the Viking homelands with those who know it best on a captivating 15-day voyage through the Baltic and North Seas with Viking. From the picturesque waterways of Stockholm to the historic harbour of Bergen, each destination offers deep immersion into Nordic culture and history. And for a limited time, book your next ocean voyage and enjoy included economy airfares up to $2,800 per person. Viking, no kids and no casinos. See your Viking travel advisor or visit Viking.com.
If you've been thinking about a new kitchen, but not sure where to start at Dream Doors Kitchens Adelaide. They do more than kitchen facelifts. They design and build complete kitchens and custom joinery tailored to your home and your budget. From wardrobes to laundries, vanities to full kitchen renovations, their in-house designers guide you every step of the way. Family owned and trusted across SA. Start with Dream Doors Kitchens Adelaide. Visit dreamdoorskitchens.com.au.
Looking to hire people who can genuinely add value to your business? At Hunter Careers, you'll work directly with an experienced recruiter with deep Adelaide market knowledge and strong connections. No handballing, no junior recruiters. Just sound advice and a focus on long-term fit. Because some people fill a role, others lift the standard. If the hire really matters, talk to Hunter Careers. huntercareers.com.au.
Yeah, I don't often think about my super, but I know it's important. Which is why I nearly fell for an ad telling me that there was a quicker way to get ahead. Then I realised that my industry super fund is actually doing what I needed. Strong returns, somebody genuinely keeping an eye on it. Stop, check, keep your super in safe hands.
General advice only. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. Consider the fund's PDS and whether the product is right for you.
You turn on the hot water tap and wait. A few seconds pass. The water is still cold. And you think, come on, please, not today. If your hot water service is living on borrowed time, so are your showers. Retire your old hot water service before it catches you out. Speak with the gas shop today about a new Rinnai continuous flow hot water system at an unbeatable price. The gas shop has fitters ready to install right now. Visit thegasshop.com.au.
Come and join the team on 5AA.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's 5AA Breakfast. Will Goodings with Stacey Lee.
Minute after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Thursday on 5AA Breakfast. It is the 13th of August. Are we going to get more rain? If we do, we're dangerously close to having our reservoirs full. We'll be chatting to SA Water about this over the course of the morning today. Matt Abraham will be on the program. It being a Thursday, we'll dissect the spin of the week and determine the biggest louver. Is there any... What day are we in the Melon Gate now? 4? Yeah. 8? It feels like it's been going for weeks.
Weeks ago, yeah.
Ryan Fitzgerald will join us tonight, Thursday night footy. Tomorrow night feels like a final for the Crows. That's going to be interesting to get his thoughts about that game against FIVEAA over in Perth. A really remarkable story in our capacity via modern science to fight back against something like bird flu. Have you seen the story about the Phillip Island penguins? 5,000 penguins they're going to try and vaccinate because they know the virus is on Phillip Island. So the question is, can you vaccinate quicker than the virus spreads? And that's what they're trying to achieve at the moment. It opens the question about the possibility for vaccination for other wildlife and bird species in Australia, and that's something that's being done at the moment. So we're going to get into all that after 8 o'clock today. And really intriguing discussion around scooters. I know scooters aren't everyone's favourite thing, but do the laws we currently have in South Australia actually create a scenario where we're boxing out of the market potentially safer alternatives? You got to draw the line somewhere. When's it become a bike? When's it a scooter? When's it a car? And so you've got to define it. But have we defined it in such a way that means there's actually a better way of doing this that's going to keep people safer that you simply can't? Lots to talk about. Stace, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well. I'm well.
Good. I've had a rough morning.
Why? What happened?
My first task when I wake up every day is to make my coffee.
Yes.
And I sort of pre-prepare it the night before. I already put the milk in the little milk container so it's ready to go. I just plug it into the machine and press the button. It's one of those pod machines. And so I did that, went into the bathroom, did the teeth brush, got ready for work, got in the car. I got it was borderline 3 streets away from home to almost onto the main road to get into town. Left the coffee on the bathroom bench.
Oh, no.
And I thought, do I turn around? No, then the garage has to go up and then there's a potential that I'll wake up the rest of the house if I turn back to get the coffee. So I just didn't.
It's still sitting there.
It's still
getting
sitting
cold
there on the bathroom bench.
Do you know I thought you were going to say, and I'm just trying to think, I wonder what the furthest I've gotten away with. There's those sort of range of things you think, did I leave the stove on?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yes, the hair
straightness my wife is one.
Yeah.
The garage door, I try now not to actively think about whether I put the garage door down or not because I'll get 3 streets away and then I think, I just have to turn back. I need to go check. Never been up, by the way.
Oh, really?
It's just all in the head.
Good.
But this is less destructive than that.
It's when it's an automatic. The garage door, you automatically put it down, but you don't consciously do it. So then you think, did I do that?
Yeah.
But yesterday I left it up. When I got home, we had some trades at our house and they were going in and out of the garage. And then I went to go out last night to dinner and I forgot my car wasn't in the garage. So I walked into the garage, put the garage door up, and then my car wasn't there. I thought, oh, okay. So I just walked out to the street to my car and forgot that the garage door was up. And my husband sent me a message when I got to dinner. Murray was out on the street.
Oh,
you
no.
You left the garage.
Oh, no. Poor Murray.
I know.
Murray was okay, though, thankfully.
He was just barking at all the neighbours.
Do you know the dorkiest thing I have, and I didn't realise this at the moment, among a really crowded field of embarrassing self-reflections. So last night, went and caught up with some friends. There was sort of a quiz night thing happening at Pirate Life. Went down, caught up, answered a few questions, disappeared. But
I would not want to go up against you at quiz night.
No, I was rubbish. No, I'm absolutely rubbish. But so I don't know. You know your door buzzer. Our batteries went flat years ago.
Oh.
Years ago. Okay, this is my responsibility. My wife doesn't drive. I've got the car, right? So didn't get around to it. I have been carrying around. I didn't think about it until last night because someone picked me up. So I needed to get back into our house. So I took the buzzer with me. I've been using for 2 years what was intended to be stuck on the wall as the door opener in the garage, and it's like bigger than a mobile phone because it's designed to be like a light switch. So I
So you
I
leave
sat
the
down.
house
Yeah, I
and you
let
go,
down.
okay, phone, wallet,
door
phone
clicker,
size door clicker.
and I don't even think about it anymore. But it looks like I've got some sort of safety device.
You take your own care alert with you.
It generally looked like a care alert from the 1970s.
Oh, yeah. The coffee just really killed me this morning.
Yeah.
And now it's sitting there. You're not going back to drink a coffee.
No. Things those easily to forget things that drive you absolutely nuts. Andrew on the text line 0480 1395 has seized upon. Did we decide what Dave Mellingate we're at?
No.
Well past it being interesting.
Yep.
Andrew says, could you talk to Matthew Abraham about Albo's office saying the comments about melons as it's been reported? He says it's akin to the falling off the stage denial, which is what the Phil Curry made that point yesterday. There's no point denying it. You got it wrong.
And he was led into it. No one is suggesting that he came out and was making an inappropriate joke, off his own bat without any probing. However, you still said it. Doesn't matter. The podcast host could have led you down that path, but you still said it and you did the gesture. We all saw it. We could all see it. We could all hear it. Why deny it?
Sometimes it's just best just to say you got it wrong. How about this? I found a kindred spirit in the world. Will, same here regarding the roller door remote.
No.
I thought I was the only one. There's another person walking around with the wall door opener. No, it's in the car.
In the car.
It's in the car. I'll show it to you later. 16 minutes after 6. There you go. You just never know what you're going to find out there in text land. It's nice to know that I'm not alone.
Stop dreaming and start living. Win one of 3 Dreamhaven caravans. Plus, there's 50k in vouchers to be won nationally. Buy the advertiser, find today's code word and enter online at winwithnews.com.au. Conditions apply. SAT 26/659.
Hi, Matthew Pantelis here. Missed my show? Well, catch up by listening to the Evenings with Matthew Pantelis podcast on the 5AA Player app.
Did you know Australian mining pays more tax than any other industry? For every $1 of profit in mining, around 30 cents is paid to government in company tax. Add royalties, and Australia gets more than 40 cents in every $1. And importantly, when mining profits go up, Australia gets more too. A strong mining industry plays a big role in helping fund services for all of us, like Medicare. That's the difference Australian mining makes. For more, visit thatsmining.com.au. Authorised by T Constable Canberra.
Make your next event unforgettable and take it to the Hotel Panorama. Whether it's an engagement party, anniversary, or a milestone birthday, take it to the next level in our rooftop function spaces, where the views will take your breath away. Wow! With private bars, balconies, and flexible room layouts, Hotel Panorama has the right space for your celebration. And with thoughtfully designed rooms and suites, you can take the rest of the night off. Take it all in at the Hotel Panorama. Contact us at hotelpanorama.com.au.
When I was on afternoons, my favourite segment of the week was Foodie Friday, getting to taste the amazing food and, of course, the wines, because there was never a dish that Chris was cooking that our friends from Pals didn't have the perfect match for.
Can we do Foodie Friday during breakfast?
Yeah, why can't we?
Yeah, maybe the law or something. I don't know. Shouldn't be. Pals always have and continue to support all the small local wineries and showing the best that the state can produce. And all thanks to, a big thanks to Pals for their generous 500 donation to the Undie Drive last week as well. A big thank you to you guys for your support.
So if you want to discover some of the rarest and hard to find spirits, wines, some great craft beers as well, you can shop either online at palsliquor.com.au or even better, visit the team at Parafield Airport Liquor Store.
Pals, you'll find them next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Show the Bulldog spirit and give a mighty roar!
Belonging like this doesn't happen by chance. Belonging like this takes people like you. Become a local AFL coach or umpire today. AFL Play, built by belonging. Visit play.afl/belong to coach or umpire where you belong.
At
Coles. Save on crowd pleasers. Right now, Coca-Cola, Fanta or Sprite soft drink 1.25 litre bottle. Now just $5.50 for two. Save in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? 2, the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Bowel cancer waits for no one. It doesn't care if you're busy. It just continues growing. Bowel cancer takes more lives than breast, prostate or skin cancer. You can have it and have no symptoms. If you're aged 45 to 74, join the millions who've done the test. Because if found early, more than 90% of cases can be successfully treated. Bowel cancer waits for no one. Don't wait. Test now. It's free and easy to do at home. Search free bowel test.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
20 after 6, there's been an incident overnight at Cudler that's drawn the attention of police. We're going to cross there with Hayden Nelson in just a moment, but lots of good texts we will get to. Darren in Hope Valley first, though. Morning to you, Darren.
Good morning. You two have to get with the times. There's an app you can get on your phone that shows whether your door's up or down, and you can operate it from anywhere in the world.
No.
Through your wife. Yeah.
What's it called?
It's a Kogan door closer app.
So Kogan, who does all the electrical products. Okay, and it's again, it works with every roller door, or do you have to have a certain roller door, Darren?
Probably one of the newer ones, but you just plug it into the USB spot on your roller door, and then you can operate it anywhere in the world.
So you have to install something onto your roller door, and then you can use this app to close it?
Yeah, just like a little plug-in, like on the side of your laptop. If you've got to operate a mouse or something like that, you plug that in, and it runs through your Wi-Fi through your house, and then you can operate it anywhere you want.
Will is quite taking notes.
I am. I'm blown away. This is potentially life-changing information, Darren. Life-changing as well for, is it Luke? Luke says, I got so sick of driving around the block in the morning to check if the garage door was closed that I installed a video camera that I could look it up on my phone and save myself 45 seconds. Luke, your life too may have just changed with Darren's iPhone app.
Wow. Darren needs a Kogan sponsorship. Their sales are about to go through the roof.
That is fantastic.
Everyone's sending you suggestions. Will, if you've got a Merlin garage door, you can install this even for yourself. Pete knows you.
People are even the fact that you're suggesting it, Pete, you're overestimating my abilities. That's amazing. A MyQ connectivity kit for smart garage door. Oh, my goodness. Technology to the rescue.
This is great. And I love this one. This texter says, my wife takes a photo of her hair straightener turned off after she finishes using it. So when she gets to work, she can be sure that she doesn't need to go home to turn it up.
That's brilliant.
I love that. But I am probably too lax when it comes to it because I have the thought, did I turn the hair straightener off? And then I go, oh, well, house is insured. That always goes through my head. Oh, well, what do you have insurance for?
You know what? What's worse than your house burning down would be going through the process of dealing with whoever provides your insurance.
So true.
Simon says, I hear, Stacey, this morning I left my house in Seaford to go to the city, got as far as Morphett Vale and got a phone call from my wife that the kids' school shoes were in the car. And I had to turn around. Absolute nightmare. Nightmare fuel, Simon. Thank you. I'm not even sure what this random category of confessions is that's coming through at the moment, but keep it coming. 0-4808 1395. Let's check in on something that's been happening out in the road overnight. Hayden Nelson at Cudler. So there's been a pretty, what looks like, based on the pictures you guys have had on Sunrise, Hayden, dramatic crash and a police chase. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. It was a dramatic end to a police chase here because the Mazda 3 they were chasing just crashed into a drain on the corner of Seven Heath Road and Anglevale Road at Cudler. This was about 11 o'clock last night. That chase beginning, we believe, much earlier because we know that this driver was wanted suspect, so it was on police radar. And we know that he's wanted on other offences. So they've obviously been very keen to get this guy. Police have probably got themselves in about knee-deep water to try and make that arrest, and they have successfully arrested this driver who was the only one inside the vehicle, taking him into custody. At this stage, we're not sure in terms of what charges will be laid. We know we can expect charges to be laid today, but certainly a very dramatic end, because what it appears from me just standing here looking at where the tyre marks are at the moment is that there's a roadwork site at the end of Stevenheath. So this driver must have gone, oh dear, I'm going to have to swerve around this, and has gone into the drain, and then got out of the drain, and then got back into the drain again, and finally been brought to a head as a result of this larger section of drain. So certainly a dramatic one here last night in Cudler, but those charges expected to be laid today.
All right. Yeah, some of the pictures I've seen, you've got this boarding, Hayden, are quite extraordinary. So we'll see those tonight on 7 from 6 o'clock. Hayden News for Sunrise. Hayden Nelson for Sunrise, should I say. Let's check the weather today. It is going to be not even particularly wet, actually. Maybe 1 millimetre of rain, maybe, but even that looks fairly unlikely. Top of 17. Tomorrow will be similar, in fact, in every way. Maybe a shower or two and 17. Dry for the weekend, 17 on Saturday and Sunday. And then Monday, 19 degrees and partly cloudy. No rain, light wind. Beautiful day Monday, actually. Maybe some showers Tuesday and Wednesday, but nothing as dramatic as what was forecast when we first looked at this a little bit earlier in the week. So maybe up to 5 millimetres on Tuesday and 6 on Wednesday.
All right, that sounds good. Catherine has worked out something that's life-changing. My hair straightener and iron both turn off after 30 minutes.
That you know what? It makes so much sense.
Why do
they need to be on that? I don't know. For fear of getting back into hair straightener joke land, I don't know how long hair straighteners you need to have them on for.
You'd have to have a lot of hair, and it'd be pretty thick to be using it for more than half an hour. But you could always just turn it back on.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great...
Maybe 30 minutes of inactivity. Surely there's that function that's
waving it around
to install.
Now that you've got smart garage doors, I kind of believe anything's possible with technology. Tom Wren's in the 5AA Breakfast Studio. Let's talk sport. Rennie, thanks to the excellent glider roll, speaking of garage doors, order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets. Morning to you, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Stacey, very interesting. Taylor Walker on the flight yesterday, but Matty Nix was keeping his cards very close to his chest, wasn't he? Not giving a lot away.
You're not flying him over at his age, are you, if he's not going to play?
Surely, but then, like I was talking to Ned and he was saying, Rennie, he's only going to get 2 more of these trips potentially in his life, and it's a great trip. He probably just wants to go.
Oh, okay, there might be that.
It might be a bit of that, but it does seem bizarre, doesn't it? Well, surely he's playing.
Every Crows fan who's done a ladder predictor knows tomorrow night's the first final.
I think is it too big a statement to say it's the most important game for Matty Nix?
Without a doubt, because it's the difference between
4th and 7th.
4th and 7th,
so
potentially.
If they win, they still might only finish 5th, but there's a very good chance they'll finish 4th. And that's double chance, very good chance of prelim. 7th, good luck.
It's never been harder.
It's never been harder.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think many people necessarily crunch the numbers on the wild card round.
5 games.
You got to play 5. You got to play a whole extra week of knockout finals football. You're stuffed if you finish in that wild cards section.
I reckon in 20 years' time, we'll say, be a nice case study. If they're still doing the system, how many teams made the grand final from 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th? There might be 1, maybe in the next 20 years, maybe.
So, given all that, you're playing Tex tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting. What about for Port, Rennie? Will they play Jason Horne-Francis?
Yeah, great question. So he trained last night. I would have said no chance earlier in the week, Stacey. I hope they don't risk him. If there's any doubt at this stage of the season, they're finishing 15th, no matter what. Final home game, I get pride, and I think I've said many times now he's my favourite player. If there's any doubt, though, he came off in that game, and it looked terrible, but it was just bone bruising in the end to his knee. He got through training last night. So if he's fine, play him, but if there's any doubt, if he's 99% fit, see you, Jason. You're not playing till next week.
Yeah.
I would think. He's too important a player. Yeah. And I think they've done that well. They've put so many guys out for surgery now, like Logan Evans last week, and I think Port, as bad as it is to say, it's all about next year now, isn't it? And the pre-season, I think, from here. We've seen enough.
Well, the only thing, losing games, as you've said, doesn't affect anything for Port. The only thing you can lose from this point is players for the start of next year,
That's
which would be a
right.
disaster when you're actually trying to win. And
particularly when he's in your top two, isn't he? You know, it's and probably their best. If Zach Butters goes, I think he's their best player. Connor Rosie has a fair argument on that, but yeah, it's those two, I think. So, I think from what I saw, he probably will play. I just hope they're not taking any risk with him. The other thing that's happening today, of course, guys, is the first test.
This is amazing. It just feels totally bizarre,
doesn't it? Are you in cricket mode yet? I don't think too many people are just yet.
It's raining. It's winter.
It makes no sense, but I'm weirdly excited for it.
Yeah, I am
because it's
too.
Test cricket.
It's Test cricket, and it's in the top end. They're playing like what would be the side they play against South Africa or England. It's their best team. It's all on there. Scott Boland's not getting a gig. Nathan Lyon's back. Josh Hazlewood back. I think the big story from this series for me is Jake Weatherald, who's, South Australian and opening the batting. He's only played 5 Test matches. He hasn't really bedded his spot down. He's the story of this series. He has to make a big score just to get the pressure off him. And to they've got 21 Test matches in the next 12 months. There's never been a more hectic schedule that's about to start from today. He's got to hit the ground running, make some runs early just to give himself a bit of breathing room. And that's what he has to do over these next few days. So it's a big one for him.
What do we know about this pitch? What does a Darwin pitch do?
Well, they flew it up in 2 parts. There was a bit of talk that one end might play different.
No.
To the other,
Oh, my
but
gosh.
that's kind of been, those fears have been allayed. I don't think it's going to be as bad as that, but I think Australia should win pretty good. Bangladesh got bowled out for 54 by Cricket Australia 11 side. So there's a few fears. Hopefully they'll be better in this one and more competitive, but it doesn't bode well.
Okay. Sean makes the point that Port fans are in cricket mode to the question.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah,
that's right. Good on you, Reddy.
Thanks, Will. Thanks, Stace.
This is 588 News, always Adelaide.
A shower or two today. We're heading for a top of 17 degrees. With the 6:30 News, good morning, I'm Kate Collins.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
A man has been arrested after homemade guns, weapons and drugs were found in his car at Elizabeth yesterday. Police stopped the man on Judd Road around 1:40pm, searching the car and allegedly finding a firearm in the boot, along with ammunition, other weapons, drugs, stolen number plates and disguises. The driver, a 40-year-old Hillbank man, was arrested. A further search of his home allegedly located another homemade firearm, a gel blaster, ammunition, firearm accessories and cannabis. The 40-year-old has been charged with multiple offences and will face court today. A trio will also face court over the theft of an ATM in the Barossa. The machine, which was full of cash, was taken in a smash and grab at the Greenock Hotel yesterday. 3 men from Andrews Farm, aged 18, 20 and 21, were arrested and charged with aggravated serious criminal trespass, theft and illegal use of a motor vehicle. The stolen ATM and a stolen Toyota Hilux used in the smash and grab were found at Smithfield. It's the latest in a string of ATM robberies in the northern suburbs in recent weeks. The Commonwealth Bank CEO says further job cuts can't be ruled out. The CBA has been criticised for cutting 300 jobs this year and heavily investing in AI. Yesterday, it posted a $10.9 billion yearly profit. Chief Executive Matt Commons says there could be further cuts in some departments, but new roles created in others.
Some areas may reduce, some areas may increase. I think we've taken the approach that we're prepared to talk about that as openly and as candidly as we can. And I think that's the best way to prepare all of our people for the future.
There's been a big jump in the number of drone incursions in restricted airspace around Australian military facilities. News Corp reports nearly 150 breaches involving the unmanned aircraft occurred in the 2024-25 financial year. Just 60 were reported in the 12 months prior. Shadow Defence Industry Minister Philip Thompson fears it isn't recreational drone users entering the restricted space.
I don't think a swarm of drones is operated by a young 16-year-old kid having fun. A swarm of drones where there's 20 or more linked up together flying over a base, to me, that seems like a bad actor. To me, that seems like foreign interference.
Poison information hotlines across Australia have seen a surge in calls regarding unapproved peptides. Hotlines have received 345 inquiries in 6 months, more than the previous 2 years combined. Experts warn the unregulated compounds, like human clinical trials, frequently contain incorrect dosages and carry high risks of dangerous bacteria. Rescuers in Colombia are battling the clock to find survivors after a 7.4 magnitude earthquake claimed more than 250 lives. The century's most devastating quake struck the country's western region on Monday, leaving several communities severely damaged. Local Martha Mills has told Today navigating the rubble has been the biggest challenge for aid workers.
Help is getting there, but some cities, the access is very complicated. There's still a lot of people under the rubble. We have about 300 people dead already. And it's critical times to save lives at the moment.
And millions across the UK and Europe have experienced one of the most significant solar eclipses since 1999. Parts of Spain and Iceland witnessed a rare total eclipse, with more than 90% of the sun obscured in England. Now checking sport on 5AA.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kate. Adelaide's players will train today over in Perth as they prepare for tomorrow night's huge match against Fremantle at Optus Stadium. The Crows must win to keep their top 4 hopes alive and are set to make a swag of changes. But there's still doubt as to whether Taylor Walker will play, despite him making the trip over to Perth. A watch on St Kilda selection today, as well as Tom De Koning and Liam Ryan both raced the clock to be fit following injury. The Saints must beat Richmond on Saturday to keep their slim finals hopes alive. Coach Ross Lyon says finals isn't something he's raising with the players.
Not really. They know. I just spoke about it. Unless we improve those aspects of the game, our percentage has been healthy and above 100 all year and all those things. But at the end of the day, we just haven't been able to get across the line in games we wanted to. And
Pat Cummins insists Scott Boland will see plenty of Test cricket over the next year. The Victorian overlooked for today's first Test against Bangladesh, with Josh Hazlewood being recalled. And Aston Villa's taking on French superpower Paris Saint-Germain for the UEFA Super Cup. That's played between the winners of the Europa League and the Champions League. It's just gone full time and PSG has won that match 2-1. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Rennie. Now to the 5AA forecast. A shower or two today, a top of 17. 17 again tomorrow with a shower or two. And 17 right across the weekend, partly cloudy. Right now, it's 11 degrees. On 5AA, always Adelaide.
A filmmaker records commentary for his own movie, but the longer he talks, the less certain the truth becomes. Commentary by Helpman Award-winning nominated playwright Ash Flanders stars house husbands and underbelly favourite Guyton Grantley in a fast-paced Australian play that puts audiences in the jury box. Wickedly funny, provocative and deeply uncomfortable, it's for fans of true crime, documentaries and stories with sharp turns. Commentary plays at Dunstan Playhouse, August 21st to September 5th. Booked through State Theatre Company, South Australia.
OK, Mawson Lakes Volkswagen has a problem. They've ordered a few too many new Tiguans and Tayrons. Great planning? Debatable. Great news for you? Absolutely. Because when you purchase any current stock Tiguan or Tayron, you'll receive a 3-year car care plan, 3.99% finance, plus $500 worth of accessories. That's a lot of extra value. All because someone got a little enthusiastic with the order form. Finance to approved applicants. T's and C's apply. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
This week at IGA, there's Arnott's chocolate biscuits, 160 to 250 gram varieties, half price, $2.75 each. Can't believable prices now at your local IGA. Offer ends August 18. Participating stores only. Excludes Foodland.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre, the wearable sensor that monitors glucose levels straight to your phone. Trial it now for only $15 at freestylelibre.com.au. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use.
You've worked hard, raised families, built a life. Now it's your time. At Living Choice Flagstaff Hill Retirement Village, wellness and comfort aren't extras. They're every day. Retirement is your time to focus on living well by taking advantage of the magnesium pool, staying active in the gym, or unwinding in the cinema with friends. Here, luxury living meets lasting well-being with beautiful move-in ready apartments waiting for you. Discover the retirement you deserve. Book your tour today at livingchoice.com.au.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Bob Jane T-Mart's Epic Drive Sale now on, with thousands of tyres and wheels discounted.
Get a massive 35% off selected Kumho tyres, plus 35% off selected Pirelli tyres. Want a free tyre? Buy 3, get 1 free on selected Bridgestone, Yokohama, Hankook, J-Trax or Kumho tyres. No one beats our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
The Red Hot Summer Tour presents a mega hit show, headlined by the Queen of Rock and Roll, Susie Quattro, with very special guests, John Stevens, the Screaming Jets, Baby Animals, Rose Tattoo and more. Susie Quattro, Down Under 2026, Seppeltsfield Wines, Barossa Valley, December 5. Get your tickets now at facetofacetouring.com.au.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
Coming up to 20 minutes to 7 after 7 this morning, we're going to discuss the rules around the design of e-scooters in South Australia. Is it so restrictive or even prescriptive that you can't design a safer one? That's certainly the case that's being put that you're going to hear after 7 o'clock today. We'll discuss that deluge of rain we got over the weekend, some stack of it over a 24-hour period. That means it was the largest inflow of water to our reservoirs over a 24-hour period that we've had in a decade. So where do things sit now? We'll find out with the SA Water Senior Manager of Water Futures just before 7:30, and of course after 7:30, it being a Thursday morning. Matt Abraham is going to join us, and we are going to discuss the biggest louver of the week in politics. We got a bit of louver treatment in the first half hour. I certainly did when it came to roller door technology. Darren said this.
You too have to get with the times. There's an app you can get on your phone that shows whether your door's up or down, and you can operate it from anywhere in the world.
Got told to get with the times from Darren, and fairly too, because he gave us some intel about a life-changing app, I think, for those of us that get is my roller door up anxiety. What are you not with the times on?
Oh, what do you need to get with the times?
Yeah,
okay.
what are you not with the times on? 8223 0000 could win you your admission or moment of self-reflection, tickets to the Royal Show. We have a family pass to give away this morning. Get your tickets now at theshow.com.au and Drake's Supermarkets. I saw my local Drake's, and they had the giant windows with, it's not chalk, is it? Whatever you used to write on glass that said, get your show tickets here now. It's the biggest seller in Adelaide. You can get your family pass right here and right now. If you just admit to us, what's something you need to get with the times on? Or maybe you don't have to admit it. Maybe you're proudly not with the times on something.
Yeah, that's true.
You just belligerently, I'm not going to do that. I'm not into it. 8223 0000. You can text us to on 0480 1395, but we certainly will be giving the Royal Show family pass to someone who calls through.
And we're obviously inspired by you forgetting sometimes that you haven't put the garage door down. Steve on the text line says, I went away for a month. I live alone. As the plane was taking off, I had the horrible thought I left my electric blanket on.
Oh. The worst. That's all you think about. I don't know how long. Does it say how long his flight was?
No.
That's all you think about for that flight to the moment you touch down.
Yep. But again, that's where my brain would go, oh, well, insurance.
You got a lot of faith in you must have a good insurer.
I don't know.
Let's go to South Brighton. Dave, what's something you're not with the times on?
A couple of things. Music, anything after the early 80s, I wouldn't have a clue about.
Yes.
And the celebrities, supposed celebrities. My wife will say, oh, that's so-and-so. And I'll just look at them with a glazed look on my face. I would not have a clue. So I don't care about celebrities or modern music.
I think that's less about you, Dave, and more than a sign of the times with the celebrities, because there was once upon a time where we all watched the same TV shows and all watched the same movies. And now it's so fragmented.
Yeah, that's
Good luck
true.
knowing who the star of anything is, because if you got the right service, you're effectively living in an alternate entertainment reality.
And celebrities now, why don't they have real names? Doja Cat, Dua Lipa. Where's the? Is there just a Sarah? Is there?
Well, I don't know, and neither does Dave. Peter at Hillbank, what's something you're not with the times on?
Yeah, good morning, guys. Mine is I won't put my credit cards and key cards on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a bit old school, and I believe in carrying a wallet and tapping and stuff like that. I'm happy to do that, but I want a physical card. I'm just not. I don't feel 100% about tapping with a phone.
Yeah.
Or a watch or whatever.
Yeah.
No, fair enough, Peter. And thankfully that one seems they're still issuing new cards, so that one doesn't seem to be under immediate threat, but fair enough. James in Flagstaff Hill, what's something you're not with the times on?
I just bought a new car on the weekend and it was a private sale, and I thought that I had to fill out the old form and take it to the rego office, and you can do it all online now.
Oh, you don't have to fill out the little slip anymore that you tear off half and they have half.
Oh.
Oh, really?
My SA Gov.
I had no idea. Well, there you go. James, we're with you. We weren't with the times on that one either. Gavin in Sturt, what's something you're not with the times on?
Guys, I travel around this beautiful state on a motorcycle, I adventure ride, and I use paper maps.
Oh!
On a motorcycle, Gavin?
Yep.
You pull over,
Yeah, on a
you
motorcycle.
unfurl the map and the wind's blowing. That doesn't feel convenient.
Oh, it's not convenient, but it's all part of the adventure.
So, Gavin,
That's
how often do you get into the situation where you've gone the wrong way? I'd be there turning the map going, did I go north or east?
Are we talking in the hour? Frequently, but that's all part of it.
That's
how you
excellent.
find places you didn't know exist.
That's great.
Thank you, Gavin. 8223 is the number. The Royal Show Family Pass we've got to give away. You just need to tell us something you're not with the times on. We're learning with actually plenty of things we're not with the times on.
This
text coming through as well.
Oh, they are so funny. This one from Melinda. I love this. She says, I refuse to use streaming. I watch and borrow DVDs from the library.
Oh, yes, Melinda.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Melinda is keeping physical media alive.
That's great.
Apparently, DVDs are fast approaching, very quickly approaching, the sort of, for the younger generation, for the Zoomers, almost like vinyl collection.
No.
There's something sort of unique, tangible. I like that
Nostalgia.
movie I own. It's got a cool cover, comes in a box. Yeah. Apparently it's happening. DVD collectibles.
No.
Apparently.
Oh, but why not VHS? Well, I guess
Just doesn't look as good, I guess.
Yeah. Everything's relative, but to me, VHS has more nostalgia.
You pop it in, you got to rewind it, get the pencil out, and
I guess that's what happens. Generations move on.
Exactly right. But yeah, collectible DVDs. Keep the text coming through 0480 1395, and you can we'll keep taking your calls right up to 7 o'clock because the Royal Show Family Pass is an excellent prize. So we want to give as many people a chance to get amongst it as possible. Give us a call and nominate something you're not quite up with the times on. Tom Anderson from the Weather Bureau joins us. Morning to you, Tom.
Morning, Will.
How does Thursday look, Tom? We're going to get much rain?
Yeah, not too much. A couple of little showers right now with this sort of lower blanket of cloud, but then we've got some more clear sky coming through behind it. We might see a shower or two throughout the day, but it'll be pretty light stuff. We're only looking at maybe a millimetre or two, and then it'll be similar to tomorrow where might see a shower or two for a millimetre or two in the morning, but then starting to clear up a little bit more. We'll have the winds really die down this afternoon as well, so in for a pretty good weekend, really.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Tom. Tom Anderson at the Weather Bureau. Let's head.
There'd be some people who don't use weather apps.
Yeah, absolutely. They're listening to Tom Anderson or watching the weather on the TV news at night. That's a good one, actually. Let's go to Sapole. Senior Constable Scott James is on the line. Scott, a driver's fled from a crash at Clemsig overnight.
Yeah, so just after 3 a.m. this morning, police were called to North East Road following a report that a blue Holden hatchback had collided with a pole. Witnesses reported seeing the driver and a passenger leave the vehicle and fleeing the scene. Eastern District Patrols quickly attended and cordoned off the area. However, the occupants were not located. Police do believe that pair were last seen heading west on Muller Road. Investigations are ongoing and police are asking anyone who witnessed the crash or has information that may assist just to contact us on Crime Stoppers, anyone with dash cam or anything as well that might have been in that area.
And Scott, a driver's been arrested after crashing his car at Cudler.
Yeah, so just before 11:15 last night, police attempted to stop a Mazda sedan on Wilmer Road at Edinburgh North. The driver refused to stop. Mazda was then pursued for a short time but was lost sight of as it headed north on Peachy Road. The vehicle was picked up again on Curtis Road and then pursued until it entered an unattended roadwork area on Anglevale Road and then became bogged in a newly excavated draining channel. So a 39-year-old man from Anglevale, he was arrested and charged with dangerous driving to escape police pursuit, driving disqualified and also breaching bail. He was refused bail. He'll appear in the Elizabeth Magistrates Court today.
Just lastly, Scott, a person's been arrested after homemade firearms were discovered in a vehicle yesterday.
Yes, that was with some weapons and some drugs in his vehicle at Elizabeth. Northern District Patrol stopped a Mazda sedan on Judd Road at Elizabeth at about 1:40 p.m. While speaking with the driver, officers allegedly sighted a knife inside the vehicle and subsequently conducted a search. It'll be alleged that the police located a firearm in the boot along with some ammunition, other weapons, drugs, stolen number plates and other disguises. Further checks revealed the vehicle was also displaying falsified number plates. So the driver was a 40-year-old Hillbank man and he was arrested. And then before 6 p.m. On the same day, police attended his own home address to conduct a search. It'll be further alleged that officers located a homemade firearm, among other weapons and some ammunition, accessories, and also some drugs. He was
homemade. Sorry, Scott. Homemade firearm. Does that mean like a 3D printed gun?
Potentially.
Okay.
Obviously, there's different definitions of that, but yeah, that was along with a modified gel blaster, homemade ammunition, firearm accessories, and cannabis. So he was charged with multiple offences, including firearms offences, carrying offensive weapons, possessing drugs, and unlawful possession. He was refused bail, and he'll appear in the Magistrates Court today.
All right, thank you for that, Scott. Senior Constable Scott James there from SAPOL. Should we do a couple of texts?
Yeah, these texts are very funny. Adam in Windvale, I'm not up with the times on AFL umpiring decisions.
No one is, Adam.
No one is.
No one knows. Apparently it's never been better, though.
Rick in Aldinga Beach, I'm not up with the times on Spotify or live music. Give me vinyls and CDs any day. And Marg, I hear you on this one, and I reckon there are lots of others listening. I'm behind the times with car maintenance. I'm in my 60s. I've never changed a tyre, changed the oil, or put water in the radiator. I have a hubby or the RAA to do that.
Well done, Marg. That's fair enough. You probably do plenty of other excellent things. I was chatting with somebody who runs a car yard recently, a really big one. They have heaps of brands. I was saying one of the issues, trust me, this relates back to what we're talking about electric vehicles these days, is there's just not that many parts that need servicing or maintenance. There's not that many moving components to it. And the business model about car yards is we don't make much out of selling cars. They make most of their money about servicing vehicles. And so I wonder if the thing that's changing with the times is actually the whole process of servicing a vehicle because they don't need it as often.
I mean, that's a good thing for consumers.
Yeah, not a good
thing if you're in that industry.
Yeah, that's right. If you're selling the cars, mind you, maybe you have to make up on a margin or something. But it is interesting that there's just fewer moving parts. So some of those things that Margaret's talking about tyres obviously need to get done, but some of the other bits and pieces don't need replacing as regularly. 9 to 7, we'll take a quick break. We're going to check traffic and we'll come back with some more of your entries for things you've not kept up with the times with, perhaps proudly, perhaps accidentally, and you could win yourself a Royal Show family pass. Traffic, thanks to the excellent Louva House. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof, designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louva House.
Thanks, Will, and morning, Stacey. Dab roads with overnight showers. Take it easy on the drive, especially through the hills. Copping some massive delays this morning on the Porter Expressway driving through Gilman. Slow and bumpy at Gillis Plains with road plates in use at Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. LA delays inbound on Anzac Highway at Ashford heading into the city with a speed camera to look out for this morning. Sir Ross Smith Boulevard at Oakton. New Homey AFL Heritage knits are available now. Shop your team, wear it anywhere. All profits combat youth homelessness. Search homey.com.au today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To kickstart 2027, the legendary Jimmy Barnes is headlining the mighty Sounds by the River, along with an all-star lineup of his great mates, John Stevens, Birds of Tokyo, Eskimo Joe, Baby Animals, and more. Manham Golf Club, Saturday, January 9. It's going to be huge. Get your tickets now from soundsbytheriver.com.au.
Thinking about downsizing? Discover over 50s lifestyle living at Northern Community Residential Village in Penfield. New homes are now selling from just $500,000. With no stamp duty, no council rates and no exit fees, it's a smart financial move. Northern Community Residential Village offers secure, low-maintenance living in a friendly community of like-minded over 50s. Embrace your next chapter in style and comfort. Visit ncrv.com.au to book a tour today.
Turn up the heat with a Subway 6-inch spicy meal from just $15. Get a new Korean-style barbecue steak sub or peri-peri chicken sub, a drink and a cookie. Subway. Good food, good value. Order yours now. T's and C's apply.
At Coles, save on crowd pleasers. Right now, Coca-Cola, Fanta or Sprite soft drink 1.25 litre bottle. Now just $5.50 for two. Save in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
There's something lovely about clearing a little space. And Knorr Metals is ready to help you do just that. If you've got an old fridge in the shed, some copper piping from a reno, or a pile of scrap metal you've been meaning to deal with, don't take it for granted. When Knorr Metals in Ottaway will take it for cash. Copper, brass, aluminium, stainless steel. If it's metal, there's value in it. Declutter your home and reclaim your space. Knorr Metals. Cash for scrap.
For over 40 years, Nature Foundation has been conserving, restoring and protecting South Australian landscapes, flora and fauna to ensure the survival for future generations like mine. And you can help. Join, donate, volunteer or simply learn more and support their work. Find out how you can be part of the change at naturefoundation.org.au. Thank you.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
5 to 7. Anyone who knows Semaphore will know the Semaphore Workers Club. It is an iconic building in an iconic position. It's very apparent when you're down at Semaphore, and it's been the subject of an awful vandalism attack where the beautiful windows on the building have been smashed in, and people have put swastikas on these two magnificent historic billiard tables they've got there. Dave Kerner is a committee member at the Semaphore Workers Club and joins us now. Dave, good morning to you. Can you describe in a bit more detail for us what these mugs have come in and done to your premises?
Yeah, they're broken in on Monday night and they've smashed through the Heritage Bay windows and destroyed the glass and destroyed the timber framing. Then they've come in and they've, with yellow spray paint, sprayed swastikas on the 100-year-old billiard tables, two of the billiard tables. So they've basically wrecked them. Then they've gone and stolen a historic artwork, and then they've gone and taken one of the banners and left the scene and taken some grog on the way through.
Oh, I mean, it's not the first thing that comes to mind, but with something like that, something so historical, the windows, the heritage windows and the age of the billiard tables, how do you even go about replacing something of that significance?
Yeah, we spoke to some of the local glaziers and they said you're basically going to have to rebuild that section of the window, get carpenters in. With the felt on the tables, they're going to have to be, the felt will have to be completely removed and replaced on two tables. And they're full-size table. They're the size of a small boat, each of them.
Mm.
Dave, the fact that a heritage artwork was pinched, is that something that's obviously valuable, or does that give you the sense that someone knew what they were coming in to do?
It's a targeted attack in that they've taken two items that are significant politically, right. The banner, and they've taken the artwork, which was done in 1991 and donated to the club by a local Adelaide artist, a big oil painting. Peter Gers actually donated the painting.
Wow.
So the targeted nature of it, yes, they have attacked a progressive venue and put the Nazi symbols quite knowingly on two important pieces of heritage. So we believe it is a targeted political attack by neo-Nazis in Adelaide.
You guys are, I mentioned at the start, it's very obvious where you sit politically. It's the Workers' Club. You know, you drive down there and you can see flags and signage and whatnot. Do you get threats very often?
There was a number of stickers placed on the club during the recent Yes referendum, which were Nazi stickers. There was activity by neo-Nazis in Port Adelaide where they were spraying swastikas on the Indigenous flag, First Nations flag. So, yeah, it is the target of attacks from time to time, but this is the first time people have come in and actually, vandalised the premises.
And I assume no cameras, Dave?
The cameras weren't operating at the time, so that's going to have to be upgraded. We think they've come in over the front fence and into the veranda area, and then they had a crack at the back door but couldn't get in, and then they just decided to smash in through the bay windows.
Well, it's horrible. And
Yeah.
we're all we're all in shock, and sorry that you and the other people there are having to go through that and see that and now get it fixed.
Yeah, and look, the support that's come through, this is, I think, something that people are aware of. It doesn't take long for people to go, right, we're not tolerating this, we're not copying this. So we've got an event on Friday, 3:30, a solidarity event where people could come and show their support for the club and show their distaste and anger for the neo-Nazis of Adelaide. So there's been a lot of support from all the trade unions, local politicians, local community members, and the media's been, fairly interested in this because it's not something you stand back and let happen. It's something you say, okay, this is wrong. Let's fight against it, and let's stand up for what we believe in, which is what most Australians believe in, is that fascism and Nazism have no place in modern Australia.
Yeah, and wherever you sit in the political spectrum, everyone's got a right to express their opinion and have a headquarters and not have it smashed in and dinged up and attacked, because that's just, frankly, just vandalism. It's a crime, and hopefully the people get found. Dave Kerner is the Semaphore Workers Club Committee member who spoke to us this morning with regard to that attack, and there's plenty of text coming through from people that are saying that this is just totally unacceptable behaviour.
Yeah.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two today, a top of 17 for Adelaide. With the 7 o'clock news, good morning, I'm Kate Collins.
Had a collision? Get in touch with FIVEAA Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
Police and emergency services are on the scene of a serious crash at Bordertown. Crews were called to the Dukes Highway at Bordertown just before midnight following reports a truck collided with a tree. Major crash investigators remain at the scene this morning. Dukes Highway is closed in both directions between Meatworks Road and Ramsey Terrace. Diversions are in place and drivers are urged to find an alternate route where possible. A driver's been arrested after crashing his car and becoming bogged in a drainage ditch at Cudler last night. Police first attempted to stop the Mazda sedan on Womma Road at Edinburgh North. A short pursuit followed before police lost sight of the car around Peachy Road. The vehicle was spotted again and pursued to Anglevale Road. Hayden Nelson from 7 News says that's where it became bogged in a newly excavated draining channel.
Police have probably got themselves in about knee-deep water to try and make that arrest. What it appears from me just standing here looking at where the tyre marks are at the moment is that there's a roadwork site. This driver must have gone, oh dear, I'm going to have to swerve around this, and it's gone into the drain.
A 39-year-old man from Anglevale was arrested and charged. He was refused police bail and will appear in court today. An investigation is underway into control issues during a Jetstar flight from Perth to Sydney amid reports the pilots disengaged autopilot on the aircraft as it descended when it began in an uncommanded climb for about 500 feet. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau is looking into that incident. Technician delays, mobile unreliability and limited options are among the issues facing telco customers in the regions, according to a new report. The Telecommunications Industry Ombudsman has analysed 27,000 complaints from country areas. Ombudsman Cynthia Gabert says the government needs to take action.
That's things like timely access to technicians, requiring telcos to offer flexible identity authentication methods, but also making sure that people have the right community education on 000 and emergency communications when things do go wrong.
A woman who spent 36 hours trapped under rubble following an earthquake in Colombia has been rescued alive. Rescue crews spent 10 hours freeing her from beneath a collapsed building. At least 250 people have died and thousands remain missing. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is due to leave her post by the end of the month to spend more time with family. The 28-year-old is the youngest person ever to hold that role. US President Donald Trump says Leavitt will become one of his top outside advisors and an influential voice within the Republican Party. And millions across the UK and Europe have experienced one of the most significant solar eclipses since 1999. UK correspondent Gavin Gray has more.
For most of the UK, more than 90% of the sun was covered by the moon, and it's the first such eclipse since 1999. A little under 3 hours ago, under largely clear skies, there were huge crowds gathered to witness the spectacle. Retailers even sold out of special eclipse glasses meant to protect the eyes from damage caused by staring straight at the sun, and sports events were shifted to avoid coinciding with the loss of light.
Now taking a look at 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Good morning, Tom Reed.
And a very good morning to you as well, Kate. Fremantle young gun Murphy Reed's in doubt for tomorrow night's clash against Adelaide as he battles a groin injury he suffered in last week's match against Melbourne. The Dockers, though, are set to regain their captain, Alex Pearce, after he was rested last week. Meantime, the Crows are still toying with resting the retiring Taylor Walker, despite the fact he made the trip west. The coaching staff will make a call on whether to play him a little later today. Port Adelaide will also name its side to take on Melbourne tonight. There's much interest on whether Jason Horne-Francis will take the field after he came off late in the game against Sydney. That was with bone bruising to his knee. Teammate Jace Burgoyne full of praise for Horne-Francis, telling Rowie and Timmy G he's taken his game to another level this season.
Horne's grown a lot this year, and for someone who hasn't had a pre-season, he's had a pretty good year. So, and I'm sure he's going to keep playing the last 2 games. He'd want to play. He's a big competitor, and I'm sure he'll be out there.
Australia's gone with a full-strength team for today's first test against Bangladesh in Darwin, with Scott Boland the unlucky paceman to miss out. Josh Hazelwood returns to the side along with Nathan Lyon, who hasn't played in 8 months. To other sport, Americans Josh Kushner and Bob Iger are buying the Los Angeles Lakers. That's the basketball team for a record-breaking price of nearly 17 billion Australian dollars. Paris Saint-Germain has beaten Aston Villa 2-1 in their Super Cup match this morning. Meantime, Lionel Messi says he's unsure how much longer he'll play for following the death of his father. And Isabella Nichols and reigning world champion Molly Picklum have advanced to the quarterfinals at the Tahiti Surf Pro. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Rennie. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there, seeing a few delays on the Port of Expressway through Gilman and Port Adelaide, with the Birkenhead Bridge being open at the moment, shutting pretty soon, in fact. Kilkenny, urgent telecommunication works, David Terrace near Kilkenny Road, and slow and bumpy still with road plates in use at Jeps Cross, Green Junction Road near Main North Road. Early morning camera at Kings Road, Paralawi. Webjet's birthday sale is on now. Save $200 on select Bali and Fiji packages, including flights plus a 5-night stay. Book now at webjet.com.au. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now to the 5AA forecast. A shower or two today. We're heading for a top of 17 degrees. 17 again tomorrow with a shower or two. 17 right across the weekend as well, and partly cloudy. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Knockdown, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
7 after 7. Good morning to you if you're joining us for the very first time on this Thursday, the 13th of August. We're going to talk scooter laws in a moment. Could we do better to get better scooters into South Australia? We'll speak to someone who's making that case in a moment. How close are we to our reservoirs being full? That's happened in recent years. It happened November 2022. Mount Bold got to 95%, which is the tipping point at which they have to start releasing water. Are we going to get there now? We had a deluge, the likes of which we haven't had in nearly 10 years over the last weekend. So we'll chat with SA Water about that. Matt Abraham after 7:30. We'll talk about the biggest lever. Ryan Fitzgerald later, ahead of a huge weekend of footy. And we're also going to be chatting with Lyle Pearce, the man who found this really disturbing-looking situation whereby a camera at the Queensborough Reserve near Hillcrest Primary School was found perched up in a tree, but it wasn't discarded. It was secured in the tree. Have a listen to Lowell Pierce.
Just admiring the gum trees as usual, and noticed a webcam. The camera, which was up in the fork of the tree, pointing towards playground and this pathway, which is regularly used by school children for pick-up and drop-off. The police looked a bit confused because not as though they'd seen something like this happen before. So that maybe the pigeon fanciers put up the camera, but I would argue, or the scouts, but you'd put it on your building, wouldn't you? You wouldn't put it on a public tree.
That's the bit that's tricky to explain. For those that are trying to imagine it, you didn't see it on 7 News last night. If you imagine sort of the branches forming a Y, they're sitting in between them, this solar-powered camera. So it didn't need to be plugged into anything. Police are having a look at it now to see what was recorded, but it is pointed at a playground, and in the background there's the primary school. They're the two things it was trained on. So I hope it'd be nice if it was just the pigeon fanciers that had thought they'd get a different perspective, but it certainly feels suspicious. Lowell Pierce will be joining us after 8:30 today.
Very disturbing, I think, that one.
Yeah, really disturbing. Well, Ghosty, it continues on from our conversation the other day about the cameras and glasses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The mobility of this technology is posing all sorts of new threats. Whoever would have thought that a predator, if this is what this turns out to be, could simply buy a camera one day and have it perched looking at a playground. It's not a thing we necessarily imagined possible, but
no.
It's cheap and it's really easy to do these days. That's something we're going to pursue a little bit later in the morning. I've been directed to play a little bit of Barnaby Joyce, Stacey. I haven't heard this yet.
Oh.
Have you?
Yes, if it's what I'm thinking of.
Quite frankly, a comment like that is highly offensive in my office. I don't want to say it, but I think we're one of the gayest parties in Australia when you actually go through...
Are you trying to come out to me, Barnaby Joyce?
No, I don't have to.
Does it mean gays in Mary?
No, homosexual. One of the gayest parties in Australia, One Nation.
What was the...
There's a One Nation candidate in WA, I think, who has said some controversial derogatory and very homophobic comments about gay people. And Barnaby Joyce, as we have discussed, had to come out with the mop and bucket and try and...
Which is his role in the party,
clean up after the party's messes. And he's come out and said, no, I don't agree with those comments. And, in fact, One Nation is one of the gayest parties in Australia.
Curious way of phrasing it.
It was a really unusual interview. And to be honest, I thought he handled the interview quite well, and he was really respectful about it. And he said, no, and there's people in my office who are watching this who are
He's quite progressive
offended.
on that kind of thing.
Yeah. But they just have to do this over and over. I saw a clip, I think Mark Humphreys, formerly of the ABC, so to take that with a grain of salt, he did a clip of, and Barnaby Joyce had to come out and clean up after these comments, which follow other homophobic comments from a One Nation candidate last year, which follow other homophobic comments from a One Nation candidate 2 years ago, which follow and it just went on and on and on. And then you look at, the leader of the party here in South Australia, Corey Bernardi, who has famously compared homosexuality to bestiality, and that was years ago, but then went on to stand by the comments and repeat them.
It was the slippery slope, wasn't it? That legalising same-sex marriage would ultimately lead to something else. It is interesting. There is in the Liberal Party we talk about there being two camps and it being a broad church and they being there's sort of no ideological consistency over a lot in what is now a really expansive One Nation party beyond immigration. There seems to be there's the member for FIVEAA over in the east, the by-election that seems to vote all over the shop ideologically. The one unifying principle seems to be reducing immigration, but after that, it largely feels like it's anything goes.
And that's okay within parties. That's okay for people within parties to disagree on issues. I think when the public gets concerned, though, or starts to raise an eyebrow, is when you can't. It seems like the party's trying to shut down all of that, but it's not working very well. They shut out certain parts of the media. They won't talk about certain issues. They won't discuss their personal views on matters like this because they know it's going to look bad. Instead of just being open and honest about it.
Yeah.
In the Liberal Party, you have to respect that. At least they're open and honest with their issues.
They're like the roles played, and Pauline Hanson plays a role in this as well. It's really interesting because we talk about Barnaby Joyce being the mop and bucket. It's like Pauline Hanson is we got a test match in Darwin today, so cricket's front of mind. She's at the top of the order, just going the slog. And if it goes well, it looks great. And if it goes badly, well, Barnaby will come in like Jeff Boycott and just will eat up some innings. He'll block it out and he'll just steady the ship a little bit. And and it seems to work as a tactic. He pitches this really broad pitch about what One Nation stands for to the public, and everyone else really gets into really niche sort of issues that maybe work locally or work with their constituency and so forth. It's it's interesting to look at. We want to get a sense this morning on something that the RAA have posed to their followers on social media. And this is interesting. They say 60% of injury crashes in the city involving pedestrians, cyclists or other vulnerable road users would be reduced if we had a 40k an hour speed limit, just uniformly through the CBD. Let's do a snap poll on this. 8223 0000 or text us on 0480 1395. 40Ks in the city. I reckon your position on this will be largely informed by when you're in the city, because if it's in the peak hour, you're never getting to 40 anyway, so you probably think it's immaterial. If it's overnight or in the morning or off-peak times, you might think that's going to be quite...
Isn't it only 50 at the moment?
It's 50 at the moment.
What's the big deal?
Drop it to 40 or keep it as it is. Drop the speed limit to 40 or keep it as it is. Let's do a bit of a snap poll for commuting in the CBD. 8223 0000. I'll jump on the text line. Do you think there is merit in dropping the CBD speed limit, like the RAA are wondering about this morning, to 40 k's an hour?
I'd like to hear these responses. One way you could get around the city at the moment is on an e-scooter. In fact, anywhere, because now, as we know, 12 months later, they've been legalised on South Australian roads. There's a review underway at the moment, though, and as part of that review, there'll be a submission about what some are calling arbitrary weight and length limits, which could potentially be shutting out safer types of mobility devices. Stephen Coulter is a co-founder of Zippity, who's done some research and will be making a submission to the review. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Stacey and Will. Thank you for having me.
So I think we all know what e-scooters are, the two-wheelers, the one you can see them in the city. They're bright purple or orange or whatever colour they are, and they're on the streets. But that's not the only version of e-scooter that's available. Is that right?
No, there's a lot available. I think the first differential is the ones that are available for rental versus the one that people can buy from shops or online or from China or from anywhere. And the focus of what we're talking about this morning is really about the rental ones. And they typically are of a higher quality because they're engineered to commercial standards because of the type of use they're going to get. And what they're also looking to do is to provide a range of different types of scooters so more people can ride them. Some will have seats, some are stand-up, etc. But one of the new ones actually has 3 wheels. It has 2 wheels at the front. It has 1 wheel at the back. It has a bigger deck and it can be with or without a seat. So it accommodates a different range of users, and the 3 wheels can potentially make it more stable and easier to ride. But when you're adding these safety features to a scooter, and the same can apply to 2-wheel scooters, they get heavier because they've got bigger wheels which give greater stability. They'll go over cracks and potholes and bumps. But the seats have some weight in them. They have a lot more technology built in. They have GPS systems that can tell where the scooters are and control speed accurately. They have AI-assisted cameras that can identify people and avoid collisions and things like that. But all of these things add a little bit of weight. And South Australia have put a weight limit on personal mobility devices, of which scooters fit in, of 45 kilograms. The national recommendation is 60 kilograms, and 60 is the limit in Queensland and for shared scooters in places like Victoria. So by South Australia having a 45 kilogram limit, it's actually going to stop some of the safest devices from being available to be rented and used within South Australia. So we're asking really just for some common sense to say that, like other states that have progressed beyond this and like the national limit, South Australia should have a 60 kilogram limit to let safer scooters be used in the areas they're allowed to be used.
Would the issue not be, Stephen, that a heavier scooter, while safer for the rider, might actually pose more risk to the general public?
No, that's not true, because these are the rental scooters that have absolute control over their speeds. They have, unlike a private scooter, somebody can choose to ride it as fast as they like, as fast as it will go on a footpath or a road. These are speed limited by what's known as geofences. So if they're on a footpath and the speed limit is 10, they can only go 10. They also have detection to identify pedestrians and things like that. So there's a lot of safety features built in that mean that these are far safer than an uncontrolled consumer scooter that can be ridden faster than the limit.
So this is, I guess, a suggestion just for the rental ones, not for a privately owned three-wheeler.
That's what the path has taken in other places. Is you start with the rental ones, which are of high quality and are very well managed and controlled, and based on how that goes, you may then extend it to consumer ones as well. And we ultimately think there are high quality consumer devices, not just scooters, but they're between that 45 and 60 kilograms that would give more people opportunities to ride and not use cars. And they ultimately should be available as well. But the recommendation is let's start with the shared scooters, where there is a lot more management control and technology integrated into them.
All right, so you'll be making a submission to the review, and I think we're going to get the results of that later in the year.
That's right.
All right, thanks for your time this morning, Stephen. That's Stephen Coulter, the co-founder of Zippity.
We have a poll running on not scooter speeds in the city, but car speeds. That's getting some interesting results on 048008 1395. The RAA posing the question, should it just be uniformly 40 k's an hour in the city? If you've got a view, register it, and we'll reveal the results of our poll on the other side of the break. First, we're going to check traffic, though, and we do say thanks to the excellent people at Louver House. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof, designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House.
Morning there. Damp roads with overnight showers. Take it easy on the drive. Heavy fog through the hills around Crafers and Stirling at the moment. Slow going through there. Kilkenny, urgent telecommunication works and making it sluggish on David Terrace near Kilkenny Road. Marion Road, very slow inbound. Pretty busy Brighton Road at Glenelg East, with a speed camera Cavan Road at Dry Creek. Every minute of every day, a child is admitted to hospital. Help make hospital a happier place with a monthly donation to Starlight. Donate today at starlight.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
What is the future of a nation that has a stagnant GDP without migration? Sure, more migrants mean more workers paying more tax, and many doing jobs that other Australians don't want to do. But it dilutes gains per person if productivity growth remains weak, which it is.
Graham Goodings.
And then there's the added burden on housing, welfare, the health system. Bottom line, living standards are actually falling.
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Illusion Fire's biggest sale in 5 years is now on. Save up to 50% across every heater with ultimate wood heaters from just $5.99 and gas log fires from $19.99. Get in store today, but hurry, once they're gone, they're gone.
There's a place where you'll always receive the best care. A place where you'll feel more relaxed and comfortable. At Silver Chain, that place is your place. Get the health and aged care you deserve with Silver Chain.
There are many reasons why Steinborner Automotive is well worth the trip, with over 400 cars in stock across 10 yards in Gawler, Barossa and Clare, including Barossa Mazda in Uriutpa, with a great selection of the best value new, demo and low kilometre CX-5, CX-30, Mazda 3 and BT50. Along with outstanding service from our award-winning staff, you know it's well worth the trip to Barossa Mazda. View our whole range of Mazda at steinborner.com.au.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au. For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
For 20 years, FIVEAA Milk Company has been in your fridge, in your smoothies, kids' cereal or morning coffee. Through the good years and the tough ones, dairy farming hasn't been easy. But because you choose to back a bunch of passionate SA dairy farmers and continue to do so, we're still here. That's 20 years local families providing local jobs for our great state. Look for FIVEAA Milk Company products at your supermarket. And let's keep a good thing going.
At Coles, get half price on vitamins. Get brands like Nature's Way, Swiss, Blackmores, Synovus and more for half price. Shop in store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday. Excludes Down Everyday and clearance follow directions for use.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
24 after 7, our Snap poll results are in on a 40k an hour speed limit for the CBD as proposed by the RAA. 40% of respondents said this.
Yeah.
60% said...
Here, there's no...
No one at 60-40 for the speed limit changes.
Closer than I thought.
There was one text we got that I could not agree more with. That was basically, look, I don't care what the speed limit is. Can we just have the same speed limit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, can we do that?
50, 40, some are 30.
I drove through the back streets of the Fulham, Henley Beach, Grange Gauntlet, which at various points in time, you can travel on the same road and it's 50, 40, 25.
25.
It's absolutely impossible to know. You have to hope you cross your fingers and hope for the best most of the time. Let's talk about rain. Dr. Ashley Kingsborough from SA Water joins us on 5AA Breakfast after what was a pretty remarkable downpour we had on the weekend. It was the highest inflows we've seen to our reservoirs over a 24-hour period in nearly 10 years. If you think back to the last time we had to release water from Mount Bold because it was technically full at about 95%, that was November 2022. So I wonder if we start here, Dr. Kingsborough, and thank you for your time. Do you forecast we're going to approach a point this winter where we're going to need to release water from Mount Bold?
Yeah, look, it's entirely possible that we'll need to release some water later this winter, but nothing planned at this stage.
So is 95 the threshold for the release?
Yeah, so the levels are looking at about 91% at the moment. And, once we get up to 95, we can start to release some water from the valves we've got lower down in the reservoir.
Well, so the process of releasing water, what does that involve?
Yeah, we've got a couple of different mechanisms there. So we've got some valves that can be operated lower down on the dam wall. And we release that water pretty consistently through the year when we're transferring water between Mount Bold Reservoir and down into Happy Valley, which is where the water treatment plant is. And if water then comes up much higher on the dam wall, then there's some gates at the top that also can be opened.
What about demand then? Let's imagine a scenario where we say we get the reservoirs full or they remain at 90-odd% until we get perhaps a really dry summer. Would that sustain us through an entire summer without rain or even longer?
Yeah, look, so across the total amount of water we've got in our Mount Lofty Ranges storages at the moment, we've got about 150 billion litres sitting there, and we use about 200 a year across Greater Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
So we'd also need some additional water coming in from the River Murray, but puts us in a really, really good position heading into summer.
Interesting. And so is there notice given if you do have to release some, and who do you have to give notice to? How will that work?
Yeah, so we're often moving water around our network. It's pretty standard practice for us, but if there are specific releases with very large inflows, then we would be working with local government and partners.
Do we need to increase our capacity if we're getting enough rain for it to be full, and we've got an ever-increasing population, obviously, and drain on resources. Is it approaching a time where we need to talk about enlarging or having new reservoir capacity?
It's probably not the most likely water resource that we'll look to expand into the future. As you noted earlier, we haven't had full reservoirs back since 2022, so they're relatively infrequent, so they start to get full these days. So expanding the size of the reservoirs doesn't really increase the resilience of our overall water supplies in the most cost-effective manner. So we'd probably be looking at other sources into the future as Adelaide continues to grow.
What other source would you look at expanding?
So options around expanding desal, using additional water from the river, additional water recycling and offsetting potable use. So lots of different options that we would contemplate as we continue to grow.
Dr. Ashley Kingsborough, absolutely fascinating. Really appreciate your time. Dr. Kingsborough from SA Water. Expanding desal would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Still has, I think, perception issues of desal with regard to how much it's used and relied upon and what kind of reliable backup it provides. But interesting to think that it would be among the first options considered when it comes to shoring up our water supply and meeting demand.
I mean, I don't know how the cost of it compares to other water resources, but the thing that comes to mind when you think about desal is expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. Really interesting. 29 minutes after 7. Keep your texts and thoughts coming through. There are some on that. You can call in as well on 8223 0000. We will take a break though. Matt Abraham in the studio as we determine the biggest louver next.
I'm Beck Hardy. My grandmother, Barbara Hardy, helped found Nature Foundation over 40 years ago. Since then, they've been conserving, restoring and protecting South Australian landscapes, flora and fauna to ensure their survival for future generations.
For kids like me.
You can help continue this work so that my daughter and other kids can enjoy our unique native Australian wildlife and landscapes. Find out how you can be part of the change at naturefoundation.org.au.
Thank you.
At MediPedi, we believe in making people feel good from the ground up. Combining the skills of podiatry with the indulgence of beauty therapy, MediPedi is a first-of-its-kind concept. The MediPedi Medical Pedicure is Adelaide's best pedicure. Imagine this. Your feet are expertly treated by a podiatrist, then pampered by a fully trained beauty therapist. The result? Feet that just don't feel great, they look fantastic too. With 4 Adelaide locations, book now at medipediclinics.com.au. MediPedi. Feel good from the ground up.
Use your outdoor area all year round with Louver House. They are the market leader in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof.
A Louver House roof will let in the perfect combination of airflow and sunlight as you need it. Plus, you can use it night and day with options like LED lighting. When the weather turns, automatic rain sensing technology keeps everything dry and protected.
These things look good as well, so do what we did and visit the showroom to see for yourself. You'll find out that everything is manufactured here in South Australia from the highest quality materials, and then it's distributed across Australia, all by a local, family-owned and operated business.
Call each team today to organise a free, no-obligation design, measure and quote. They'll even come to you. Bring your outdoor area to life with Louver House. Visit louverhouse.com.au.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two today. We're heading for a top of 17 degrees with the 7:30 news. Good morning. I'm Kate Collins.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
A driver on his P's was caught speeding at Dry Creek last night. His Holden ute was stopped on the Port River Expressway around 8:30 after police clocked the car doing 137 in a 90 zone. The 21-year-old man from Manupara was reported for aggravated excessive speed and 2 counts of breaching his provisional licence conditions. He's lost his licence for 6 months, had his car impounded and will face court later. Police are searching for a driver who fled the scene of a crash at Clemzig overnight. Police responded to reports that a blue Holden hatchback had collided with a pole on North East Road around 3 a.m. Senior Constable Scott James says witnesses saw the driver and passenger running off after the crash.
Eastern District Patrols quickly attended and cordoned off the area, however the occupants were not located. Police do believe that pair were last seen heading west on Muller Road.
Investigations are continuing and police are asking anyone who witnessed the crash or has information to contact Crime Stoppers. others. Japan's ambassador to Australia has released a rare public statement over the Prime Minister's botched melon gag. Appearing on a podcast, Anthony Albanese gestured in front of his chest while discussing melons he was gifted by his female Japanese counterpart. Ambassador Kazuhiro Suzuki says he's been informed the PM did not make the comments in the way that has been reported. A new report reveals regional Australians are being left behind when it comes to affordable, reliable internet and phone connection. Drawing on nearly 27,000 complaints, the telecommunications industry ombudsman highlights severe safety concerns for those with spotty coverage and few alternatives when services fail. Ombudsman Cynthia Gabert says out of their 12 recommendations, there's one critical action that must be taken.
What this report shows us is it's not always delivering good outcomes for consumers or for the industry. So we're really calling on the government to do a root and branch review, take out the stuff that's unnecessary and build a framework that actually reflects how people rely on a mobile and digital first telco system.
An increasing number of drones are being detected in restricted airspace around the nation's military facilities. Close to 150 breaches have been recorded in a year. National security expert Michael Shoebridge says it's concerning.
A military that can't protect its own bases and a multi-million-dollar aircraft on those bases isn't in a good position to protect Australia. And this is a problem that's been growing for years, so it's very disturbing.
Scientists are racing to develop a new vaccine as the Ebola death toll in the Democratic Republic of Congo surpasses 2,000. The World Health Organization says half those fatalities have occurred in the last 20 days, making the current strain of the disease the fastest growing on record. Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus warns although officials are working tirelessly, they're still on the back foot.
The outbreak had a big head start and we're playing catch up. Concerningly, we see a high proportion of deaths in communities instead of treatment units outside of known contact lists.
And US President Donald Trump has confirmed his press secretary will leave her post by the end of the month. Caroline Leavitt is the youngest person to have ever held the position. The 28-year-old is stepping away from the White House to spend more time with her family. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Is Tex playing, Rennie?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it, Kate? Is he going to make it or not? Now, the Crows are going to make a call on whether to play him a little bit later today. The retiring 36-year-old has made the trip over to Perth. He did that yesterday. But the coach, Matty Nix, says they'll wait to see how he pulls up today before making a call on his availability. That's ahead of tomorrow night's match against Fremantle. Let's stick with football. James Peters, KC, has been named as the independent counsel engaged by the AFL to assist its commission reach an outcome in the Geelong concussion probe. League Chief Operating Officer Tom Harley couldn't confirm a timeline as to when findings will be released.
We'll provide the updates as we go. So it'd be certainly premature for me to put a hard timeline on it now. But the most important thing is making sure that we run that process really diligently.
Scott Boland has been overlooked for today's first test against Bangladesh in Darwin as Josh Hazlewood returns from injury. It's as Cameron Green is given the green light to attack with the bat, despite averaging a modest 32 from just 37 test matches. Captain Pat Cummins wants to see him attack the Tigers bowlers.
You know, you see him in some T20 games, he's banging the ball around. He's almost he's got too many skills. So it's like, just get out there, assert yourself, strip away. There's no pressure from us. You've got freedom. Kind of get out of your own way and just go and play.
Paris Saint-Germain has won soccer's Super Cup, which sees the winner of the Champions League take on the winner of the Europa League from the season prior. PSG beat Aston Villa 2-1 this morning. Meantime, it's been confirmed Aussie young gun Lucas Harrington has signed with Hull City. That's ahead of the English Premier League season, which begins in less than 2 weeks. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Heavy fog through the hills around Crafers and Stirling, slow going through there at the moment. At Bridgewater, large sign blocking the roads on the freeway down track near the Verdun ramp. Slow going with urgent telecommunication works Kilkenny today, David Terrace near Kilkenny Road. And starting to get quite busy, Fullerton Road inbound at Glen Osmond Road just near the Arkabar. Sluggish Brighton Road, Brighton with the camera this morning, Campbell Road, Elizabeth Downs. Enjoy some great August offers across a range of vehicles with Cherry's August sale event until August 17. Yes, August, like now. Cherry for the road ahead. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now checking the 5AA forecast, a shower or two today. We're heading for a top of 17 degrees, 17 again tomorrow with a shower or two. And you guessed it, 17 again right across the weekend and partly cloudy. Right now we're sitting on 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre, the wearable sensor that monitors glucose levels straight to your phone. Trial it now for only $15 at freestylelibre.com.au. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use.
Maybe you're not winning a sprint anytime soon, but you're not old. Try experienced. That's more like it. You've lived, you've experimented with things, so now you know what you like. With Support at Home by Rest Haven, we help with that. From jobs around the home to nursing and clinical care. We've been around for over 90 years, so we know how you can stay living your way in your home. Experience counts. Find out more at resthaven.asn.au.
Health isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. And that's hard to do when discomfort gets in the way. Because when you feel good, you don't slow down. You keep going. Feel Good massage chairs provide a deep tissue massage, targeting pressure points from head to toe. Relieve muscle pain and stress without waiting for an appointment. Feel the difference with a Feel Good massage chair. Visit their head office showroom on Port Road or at Marion.
Here's a stat you need to hear. Literally, 1 in 6 Australians are living with some sort of hearing loss. It's hard to notice because it creeps up on you, but it doesn't have to get in the way of things. Not if you do something about it now. Can Do Hearing can provide solutions to make living with hearing loss so much better. And your options are almost endless. Book an appointment with Can Do Hearing. candohearing.com.au. That sounds better.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. Pierce's 5AA breakfast.
I was, I'm bugging.
This is Democracy Manifest.
They're eating the dogs. I tell you what, any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up today is a bum.
Matt's.
Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House. Matt Abraham, good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, Stacey.
Good morning.
Now, I won't make a habit of this, but I have brought some props in today. And if you've got kids, and this is the point, if you've got kids or grandkids, you'll know what these are. If you don't, or you don't shop at Woolies, you won't have a clue.
Oh,
and this will be relevant. This will be relevant to my discussion about Liberal Party. So these are Ushies.
Oh, wow. Look how many you've got.
No, these are the... Oh, I can tell you now, these are the leftovers.
They're the discards.
Which
the duplicates.
Actually, you can have the
I've
little...
never seen one in person. Can I have one?
You can have
Toy
that one.
Story.
Keep it away from the bowl.
Yeah.
Is that Jessie? I've got Jessie.
Yeah, you can have... what's the...
Buzz.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Buzz.
Yeah, thank
Keep
you.
it away
They're
from...
squishy.
So these are little plastic things, little figurines, okay, and you collect them. And you have to spend $30 and you get two.
I think they've run out now at the moment.
Yeah. So on Saturday at every Woolies store there was a Ushi swap. And I went along thinking, because our youngest grandson wanted a Princess Leia one to complete the collection, which he's now got. But it was just such a... And then I thought, here I am, like an elderly male going in with all these kids
Swapping
to swap Ushis.
You drive a hard bargain on the Ushi
but
train
it had
too,
a
I reckon.
slight Uncle Pervy feel about it.
Yeah, right.
Can I see your Princess Leia?
I gave it a miss. I left it to the kids. But they'd run out at the checkout. And people, including me, I'm ashamed to say, were getting IOUs written by the checkout. It was ridiculous. And I'm thinking about this in relation to the Liberal Party fighting over, presidency and all that sort of stuff, funnily enough. Because at least the Ushis serve a purpose.
They make small children happy.
They make small children happy.
Make
and
someone
they
happy.
stimulate the economy because you buy a whole lot of crap, more than...
Yes.
Like, I've got so much toilet paper I could build a spare room now because, you want to get over the $30 or the $60 or $90. But if you're not in that, range... They're totally meaningless to you. They don't affect your life. You don't care about it. It's not part of your economy. So if you're at a Foodland shopper or Coles or Aldi, what are Ushis? You don't. You don't care. So, but if you're in it, then it's a precious commodity, and you want it, and you fight for them and all that sort of stuff.
Such a good point.
And so then we have this fight over the Liberal Party, and I'm thinking, what is this about? Liberal Party presidency. So Alex Antic was looking like he'd be unchallenged, and now there's a mystery candidate who's apparently been drummed up by the moderates to have a go. I was thinking about that because there's this great piece written by Chelsea Potter, a former Liberal staffer. She was a staffer to Chris Pine. She was on a task force in the SA Liberal Party aiming to recruit more women into the party. She lost. She nominated to run for Bragg, but lost pre-selection to Jack Batty. Yeah. Anyway, she's written this great piece, and she's talking about people meeting in little rooms deciding these things when no one else is interested, and they're not even talking about things that they're interested in. She says they're not necessarily the same skills required to connect with an electorate that's fundamentally changed. These are the skills you need to get on in the political party, Labor, Liberal, One Nation, whatever. It helps explain one of the recent mysteries of modern Australian politics, Chelsea writes, why parties seem genuinely blindsided by defeats or pressures that voters saw coming months earlier.
That's a great point.
And the Voice national vote is a great example of that.
Absolutely.
It explains why some continue to celebrate internal victories while their primary vote quietly erodes. And she says too often our major parties consist of 5 people selecting leaders in function rooms above pubs for an electorate that left those rooms years ago. And
it's a great point.
I do think it's a great point. And, she mentions the Labor Party as well, but really says that Malinauskas seems to have sort of risen above that, managed to do it, mainly because he's got a thumping majority, I suppose, or is popular or has relevant policies to people. But you do look at it. You do look at something like the fight over positions in a party that has 5 MPs in a lower house, and it just looks totally irrelevant to the lives of people.
Well, because it is totally irrelevant to the lives of people.
It is.
It's the analogue version of it's the politics gets it from both sides. It's the analogue version of being too online, where you're knocking around effectively with the same people. In this case, in a small room. In that case, online, who you're convinced all believe the same things you do about what's important in the world.
Yeah,
and
they're living in their own algorithm.
Yeah, that's
their
right.
real life algorithm, echo chamber.
Yeah,
they all agree with each other.
Algorithm.
Don't listen to people who disagree with them. Don't listen to the outside world, and just think, everyone in my world seems to agree with me. I must be right.
Yes,
and
exactly.
They must be wrong.
And they're all wrong. Let's have a big fight over it.
Yep.
What the? It's just nuts. It is nuts. But that's a loop. That's a sort of, in a way, a death spiral that I think the South Australian Liberal Party is involved in, and much to the frustration, I would say, of a lot of Liberal voters and Liberal Party members who just want to get on with sort of trying somehow to, if not get back into government, at least start to look a bit more relevant. Latest Redbridge poll, and Cos Samaras, who runs that, does one of... I actually had to look at an analysis of this because his stuff was quite impenetrable. But the bottom line is, he says in South Australia and a couple of other states, the Liberal Party won't win a seat at the next federal election.
Wow.
So, and in South Australia, that would be Barker, which is on 13%.
Go to One Nation.
Yes, yeah. Go to One Nation. And O'Donoghue, which is formerly Grey, which is on 4.6%. All the rest are red. Already, all the rest of the seats are Labor seats. So there are 2 federal Liberal seats here. He says after the next election there won't be any. That's his projection based on the polling.
Well, the last news poll was, I think, 18 for the LNP was the primary vote, and the Greens were 14.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And that 14, 13.9% of it goes to Labor.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So the One Nation vote doesn't really flow as comfortably to the Liberal Party as that. Meanwhile, our Premier has come back from overseas. This is a Premier, by the way, who resisted holding a royal commission into domestic violence and didn't want to, and said we don't really need to. There's been a comprehensive one done in Victoria. We can just look at their recommendations. They did a good job and picked that up. But he ended up calling a royal commission. A Premier who described concerns by women prisoners about transgender male inmates effectively sharing this space as a niche issue, comes back from his overseas trip, and AI is his big thing. So this to me is peak Malley, because it's a national issue, as was, electronic devices for children, all that sort of gear. It's a national issue, but he gets the ball rolling on it. And he's setting up this Royal Commission, which is going to cost $3 million. So and the Royal Commission is into artificial
intelligence. That's the starting price as well.
Yeah.
He said the last one that we did, which was an investigatory one, not a reactive one, was the looking into 3-year-old preschool. That cost $3 million, and that was a few years ago. So I suspect we'll start at that point. That was what he said at the press conference.
That's a starting
and
point.
This one has 3 commissioners.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a genius to say this will be over $5 million.
Yeah. So even at $3 million, you say $1 million for admin.
Yeah.
And then if there are 3 commissioners, you split the $2 million among the 3 of them. So it's going. They want a million each.
More than that.
Yeah, I've put my hand up for it, but they haven't had the call back.
The Abraham report.
How do you feel about
that.
AI?
No. I didn't want what I've done here. I didn't want my feelings to interpret this. I use AI, it's like everyone else, but I asked AI what it thought about AI. So I went Grok on Twitter, and I asked Grok, is spending $3 million on a Royal Commission into AI pointless? And Grok said, well, no, not pointless. But its value is limited, contingent, and not guaranteed to be high. And then it goes on to all that sort of stuff.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. And the bottom line is, look, $3 million is not a large bet relative to the stakes, and a well-run, tightly scoped commission with strong commissioners and realistic implementable recommendations could improve evidence, public understanding, and SA's policy posture, especially if it builds on rather than ignores prior committee work and feeds into federal discussion. So it goes on and on and on. But the bottom line is, it might be, but
well, it's unclear to me what competitive advantage there is for the South Australian taxpayer for us to be the publisher of a report that'll be publicly available.
You know who does have a competitive advantage as a result of this? The Premier. And it was announced on Monday afternoon, first sitting day back for Canberra on Tuesday morning, and the Premier was all over all the national media. He's been all over the national media because of the under 16 social media ban and phones in schools, and South Australia leading the way on such big national policies which have gained international attention, meeting with the Apple CEO when he was in the US, blah, 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 blah. And it just made me think one more time, I know there's been this discussion and he's had to say no a number of times that he doesn't want to go to Canberra, but then why? Why is the Premier on all the national media the day that Canberra Parliament starts sitting again after a big long winter break, announcing a big Royal Commission in South Australia that doesn't need to be done in South Australia, that should be done nationally?
I feel like they're bored.
That's an excellent point, Stacey, and that's why I called it peak Mally.
Yeah.
Like it signs off on so many ticks so many boxes for him, and as you said, it does put him once again on the public stage. And unlike the Prime Minister, he's not talking about melons.
No.
Drinking.
I think he might have artfully dodged that one, to give him some credit.
Who, the Prime Minister?
The Premier.
Oh, the Premier.
Oh, was he asked? Of course.
No, I think, I imagine he might. He would have. But I feel like they're bored.
Yeah. He wouldn't have put himself in that situation, would he?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That was the issue, not how you answer the question, was even sitting there doing it in the first place. No one can the traditional remit of a state government, no one can lay a glove on them. Ramping, education. There's no battles to be fought here anymore because no one's made any headway on any of these things. So it feels like this state government now is pushing the frontiers as a sort of way of finding something interesting to do. Space and AUKUS and AI. It's why bother about the schools when no one's going to say you're doing a bad job. There's no one left.
The only fly in the ointment, and I know this week Tom Kutzentona said that our AA++ credit rating has been, renewed effectively or reaffirmed, is that the falling property market is, and there's talk now of sort of from high to low of about 10%. I think the ANZ projection is maybe 14% drop in property values in South Australia. The state budget didn't forecast that. It wasn't built on a 14 or 10% or 5% drop. It reduced the growth they expected to get. But they've done it every year and they've always exceeded it. Now, if in this financial year, stamp duty, which is the rivers of gold that have underpinned surpluses for the government, starts to drop, we're going to see in a couple of states slipping into sort of AA-, They may already be that, or they may just end up with AA. It may affect our credit rating, and that affects the cost of borrowing and all that sort of stuff in South Australia. If that happens, if that really entrenches itself, and it looks like it will.
All right, we might take a quick break. We'll come back with more from Matt Abraham and determine the week's biggest louver in just a moment. Speaking of louvers, it's time to check traffic. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof design, manufactured and installed locally by the wonderful Louver House.
Morning there. A couple of things on the freeway to look out for this morning. Heavy fog around Crafers and Stirling. A large road sign blocking the freeway down track at Bridgewater near the Verdun ramp. And we're pretty slow at the moment, South Road Tonsley to get off the Southern Expressway just near or the tunnel works are happening. Works at Plimpton are sluggish too this morning. Crossroad near Maynard Road with the camera Kings Road Paralawi. Pre-order the Google Pixel 11 Pro XL at Telstra and get $650 off on a payment plan. Ends 8:59 a.m. AEST August 20. Eligibility criteria apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly. Matching the right tenant with the right property every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
For over 50 years, Gliderol has been manufacturing and installing garage doors for South Australian homes. Spring is almost here, so why not improve the street appeal and value of your most prized possession? Order a new Gliderol door with operator before the end of September and you'll receive 2 extra handsets. Plus, we'll remove your existing door for free. Call Gliderol for a free measure and quote on 1300 799 144 or go to gliderol.com.au. Retail customers only, T's and C's apply.
What if I told you it's easy to create your new kitchen or laundry project? Well, say hello to Cabinet. Custom cabinetry made easy. From supply only to full installation, you'll see the latest colours, on-trend finishes and styles to bring your vision to life. And for a limited time, you pay what the tradies pay. So order and install now and host this Christmas at your place. Visit the Maylands Design Studio today or head to cabnt.com.au. Conditions apply.
A smashed or damaged windscreen can happen in a heartbeat, but it does get worse if you don't go to your local Complete Windscreens to get it fixed. You could be waiting weeks. And look, that's not on. Complete Windscreens has windscreens and glass for all makes and models in stock right now with 15 technicians standing by to get you back on the road. You don't need to wait. Tell your insurance company you want Complete Windscreens on the job. CompleteWindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala.
Is arthritis or chronic pain making everyday life harder? Hydrotherapy can help you move with less discomfort and greater confidence. At Adelaide Active Rehab and Therapy, our warm 34-degree hydrotherapy pools provide a supportive environment where you can exercise with less pressure on painful joints, helping improve strength, mobility and independence. Our experienced clinicians create a personalised program tailored to your goals, helping you get back to doing the things you enjoy. Call Adelaide Active today or visit adelaideactive.com.au.
Introducing the Caliente by Beechwood Homes. A multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Inspired by the effortless glamour of Palm Springs in California, it's bathed in natural light through clever architectural design. At its heart, a stunning 6-metre island bench anchors a kitchen that's as beautiful as it is functional. The Caliente is open for viewing at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm, Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 4:30pm. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knockdown, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
4 minutes to 8. It's time to turn our attention to the biggest louver.
Matt.
Now, the British Prime Minister, Andy Burnham, is a man of the people, apparently. And there are parallels with Peter Malinauskas in that he just gave he loves pubs, clubs and live music venues. Hasn't saved any live music venues, but has just introduced a 20% cut in business rates for them. And then, so there's a filmed himself Andy Burnham, with his Chancellor of the Exchequer, equivalent Treasurer, John Healey, and they're in a pub. And what they're doing is tasting traditional sort of British pub snacks, including, I've always wanted to try pork scratchings. I don't really know what they are.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Isn't that just like pork crackling?
Well, I suppose so. But anyway, this is them, and they're at the salt and vinegar stage. They're rating them 1 point out of 5.
This may be ending well. McCoy's would be up there for me, but I wouldn't necessarily go salt and vinegar McCoy's first.
I go out my way to get these salt and vinegar crisps. Yeah.
I'm imagining a crisp butty with these. Do people eat crisp butties in Harlow, do you think? Is it a northern thing?
I think they would.
Yeah, they would. No.
Yeah.
I probably thought they would.
Yeah, so it'll be 2 for me.
Well, I'm going 1. They're great, aren't they? I do have a thing for a pickled onion monster munch.
What is a pickled onion monster munch?
No idea.
He's got a thing for it. I could do a salt and vinegar butty, though.
Yum.
Jam them in a roll with some butter, or on bread with butter, fresh white bread with
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Delicious. Breakfast of champions. Can I just point out to anyone who is not watching on the live stream, Will had to take his headphones off.
I can't listen to people eat. It makes me feel so I can't do it. It makes me feel
Isn't
so
that called
uncomfortable.
misophonia or something along those lines?
I can't do it.
There must be.
You couldn't hear it. Your face was all scrunched up. Misophonia.
It's the first biggest louver I haven't listened to. I heard one crunch and I was done. The pickled onion monster munch are a type of crisp or chip.
Excellent.
Yeah, bag of chips.
Well,
you can get them at Woolies apparently if you want to get your ushies.
Another
you can
ushie.
buy $30 worth.
I'm giving Andy and John a very solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Matt.
You won't need to turn the volume up for this one. This is Victorian Liberal MP Nicole Werner, a member for Warrandyte, and who was accused. Somebody took a point of order because she's just too loud. That point of order was disallowed. But you make your own judgment about this.
I really do offer an apology for being passionate about Victorians and fighting for Victorians in this place. I'll try and use my inside voice from now on. Thanks so much.
A few moments later.
$70,000 spent on plaques to install and uninstall and reinstall plaques because they don't say the Honourable correctly enough for the Premier. That's what it looks like. That's what waste looks like under this government.
That's her inside voice.
Hey, I don't know what nationality she is, but I'm a fiery Greek woman, so I can understand. You could even hear the croak in her throat. She
was. Think she's just talking normally. What's the problem there?
That's normal.
She gets a. I'm giving her 5 louvers.
Okay.
Oh.
Matt.
Salt and vinegar.
It's Andy Burnham's first win or loss.
It's a first win. Yeah, which he has to share with his Chancellor of the Exchequer.
He
and
does.
Salt and vinegar chips.
All right.
He's the biggest louver.
We'll let you get back to the Ushi trading floor.
I'm in there.
Good luck.
Good on you, Matt.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
17 degrees with a shower or 2 for Adelaide today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Kate Collins.
Had a collision? Get in touch with FIVEAA Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
Drivers and residents in the Kimber area are advised to close windows and stay indoors after a truck fire on the Air Highway this morning. No injuries have been reported from that accident, but the Air Highway is currently blocked while emergency services work to extinguish the fire and handle the hazardous materials on the truck. Diversions are in place and motorists are advised to avoid the area. And drivers are being urged to find alternate routes following a serious crash at Bordertown. A truck collided with a tree on the Dukes Highway around midnight. Major crash are at the scene this morning and have closed the road in both directions between Meatworks Road and Ramsey Terrace. Diversions in place. A man's been arrested after homemade guns, weapons and drugs were found in his car. Police stopped the man at Elizabeth yesterday afternoon, searching the car after noticing a knife and allegedly finding a firearm in the boot along with ammunition, other weapons, drugs, stolen number plates and disguises. The driver from Hillbank was arrested. Senior Constable Scott James says police then searched his home and turned up more.
It'll be further alleged that officers located a homemade firearm, modified gel blaster, homemade ammunition, firearm accessories and cannabis.
The 40-year-old has been charged with multiple offences and will face court today. The Commonwealth Bank CEO says further job cuts can't be ruled out. The CBA has been criticised for cutting 300 jobs this year and heavily investing in AI. Yesterday, it posted a $10.9 billion yearly profit. Chief Executive Matt Commons says there could be future cuts in some departments, but new roles created in others.
Some areas may reduce, some areas may increase. I think we've taken the approach that we're prepared to talk about that as openly and as candidly as we can. And I think that's the best way to prepare all of our people for the future.
There's been a big jump in the number of drone incursions in restricted airspace around Australian military facilities. News Corp reports nearly 150 breaches involving the unmanned aircraft occurred in the 2024-25 financial year. Just 60 were reported in the 12 months prior. Shadow Defence Industry Minister Philip Thompson fears it isn't recreational drone users entering the restricted space.
I don't think a swarm of drones is operated by a young 16-year-old kid having fun. A swarm of drones where there's 20 or more linked up together flying over a base, to me, that seems like a bad actor. To me, that seems like foreign interference.
Rescuers in Colombia are battling the clock to find survivors after a 7.4 magnitude earthquake claimed more than 250 lives. The century's most devastating quake struck the country's western region on Monday, leaving several communities severely damaged. Local Martha Mills says navigating the rubble has been the biggest challenge for aid workers.
Help is getting there, but some cities the access is very complicated. There's still a lot of people under the rubble. We have about 300 people dead already. And it's critical times to save lives at the moment.
And parts of Spain and Iceland have experienced a rare total solar eclipse. It's the first time mainland Europe has experienced the phenomenon in over 20 years. Residents in the UK were also treated to the spectacle, with around 90% of the sun blocked by the moon. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with Operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
And the Crows are going to announce their team tonight, Rennie.
Yeah, absolutely, Kate. They're set to make several changes when they release that side to face Fremantle. The Crows took a squad of 26 over to Perth ahead of tomorrow night's match at Optus Stadium, and they are set to bring back key forward Darcy Fogarty from suspension, while Lockie McAndrew, Jake Saligo, Luke Nankervis and James Borlase could also come in. There's much intrigue on whether Taylor Walker will play. The Dockers are set to welcome back captain Alex Pearce after he was rested last week, but young gun Murphy Reed's in some doubt after a nasty knock to the groin last week against Melbourne. Still on footy, and Port Adelaide will also name its side tonight ahead of the club's final home game of the season against the D's on Saturday night. The Power look set to finish in 15th spot no matter what happens over the final fortnight. But midfielder Jace Burgoyne has told Rowie and Timmy G they still have a lot to play for.
We're trying to set ourselves up for off-season and, starting now the last couple of games, sort of play the way we want to play, and then individually obviously play some footy and sort of build momentum as a team, and individually going to the pre-season like I just said, and sort of hit the ground running and have a bit more confidence in ourselves.
Australia's cricketers are preparing to take on Bangladesh in Darwin in the first test, which begins later this morning. Jake Weatherald will be out for runs to cement his spot at the top of the order. Let's go to soccer. Paris Saint-Germain has beaten Aston Villa 2-1 to claim the Super Cup in Austria this morning. PSG with the winner coming right on the hour mark, despite the fact it initially looked offside.
Looks offside to me. The flag will stay down for now against Doué. And Doué puts it in. And now the flag does go up, and have to say from here, it looked a clear offside. It's elongated check at the moment. Lets us know that it's going to be overturned. I think it is a goal, and Paris are back in front.
Audio there thanks to Stan Sport. And Lucas Harrington's transfer to Hull City is complete. The 18-year-old Aussie signing a 5-year deal reportedly worth $33 million. Kate, that is the 5AA Sport.
Thanks so much, Rennie. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there. A couple of things on the freeway to look out for this morning. Heavy fog around Crafers and Stirling. Take it easy through there. Also on the freeway down track at Bridgewater, got a large sign blocking the road just near the Verdun ramp. Pretty slow for works at Kilkenny, David Terrace near Kilkenny Road, and getting busy at Jepps Cross with those road plates in use there, Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. Cameras this morning, Kings Road, Paralawi and the Salisbury Highway at Dry Creek. Spotlight's over $30 million clearance sale is on now. Hurry in a Spotlight while stocks last. Exclusions and T's and T&Cs apply. Sale ends Tuesday, 18th of August 2026. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now to the 5AA forecast. A shower or two for Adelaide today. We're heading for a top of 17 degrees. 17 again tomorrow with a shower or two, and 17 right across the weekend, partly cloudy. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Illusion Fire's biggest sale in 5 years is now on. Save up to 50% across every heater with ultimate wood heaters from just $5.99 and gas log fires from $19.99. Get in store today, but hurry, once they're gone, they're gone.
Get the fruit trees you want at Garden Grove. Come and explore a huge range of citrus, fruit and nut trees, dwarf varieties, ornamentals and many more. Get the great advice you need and everything you want at Garden Grove. Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove.
Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, the garden that I
Phone
want.
8251 1111 for delivery to all areas. Open 7 days.
At Holistic Care SA, we're focused on capacity building, not just care. We help people with disability gain the support, skills and confidence for independent living. Whether it's creating a resume, catching a bus to the footy, or learning to cook independently in your home or in one of ours, Holistic Care SA makes those milestones happen. For a friendly chat about supported independent living, visit holisticcaresa.com.au, because everyone deserves the chance to become who they're meant to be.
For most people, the goal is getting to retirement. But that's when the goals begin. Travel overseas, caravanning, spoiling the grandkids. Whatever you want in retirement, AFM Wealth Strategy plans around it. Their advice starts with your goals, helping you budget so everything fits. Investing matters, but it's not the centre of the conversation. Your life is. AFM Wealth Strategy, an authorised representative of Independent Financial Advisors Australia, AFSL 464629.
Automasters is proud to announce the opening of our 100th branch, and we're celebrating with a $100,000 giveaway. Service your car at Automasters before September 30 and you're automatically in the draw. 100 winners, $1,000 each. Automasters $100,000 giveaway. Book online or call 1300 Automasters. See website for terms and conditions. SA licence T261278.
You can feel the difference.
At Specsavers Audiology, we know it's always been difficult to hear in busy places. Luckily, in this century, we've now got AI-powered hearing devices. Should have gone to, Savers. Visit specsavers.com.au to learn about our advanced AI hearing aids. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
10 minutes after 8, break at 8 coming up in just a moment. We'll get up to speed on the Clacton by-election over in the UK after that. We wouldn't typically do British by-elections, but this one features an intergalactic bin. And they're going to the polls a little bit later today, our time, and there's been another remarkable soundbite by Count Binface that we're going to play to you. Ryan Fitzgerald shortly. We're going to get to talk about two great goal kickers with Fitzy. Taylor Walker, who's obviously announced he's hanging up his boots at the end of this season, and Emily Little, who kicked her 100th goal for the Cockle Divers, where Fitzy's the president. He featured famously in the video of her kicking her 100th, saying he needs 6 more from her during that game. So we'll chat with Fitzy about that as well. And then after 8:30, we're going to get to this really disturbing story about the camera that was perched looking at a playground in school. We're going to be chatting with Lyle Pearce, the man who found it, and we'll get some answers on precisely what this looked like, how he came across it, and a bit about the area from someone who was there as it all unfolded. So that's ahead. Right now, though, it's time for Breaking at 8.
Well, if you drive around the city at the moment, even the suburbs, I've been seeing stop the chop call flutes out the front of people's houses. It's kind of a message that's spread it's spread further than the CBD boundary now. Good morning to you, Patrick Marr.
Morning, Stacey. Morning, Will.
So how many signatures do you have so far?
So we've got 28,000 that we've counted for sure. We've handed that stack in to the Legislative Council clerk for formal counting already. And we've got another pile that we haven't counted just yet. Pretty sure we're over 30,000, and we're not sure what we've quite achieved just yet. We'll find out next week on Tuesday.
And apart from, the message, stop the chop and the trees, what are you hoping the petition achieves? Because as we know, those trees in the North Adelaide Golf Course have already gone.
That's right. So the petition itself, funnily enough, the word tree doesn't actually appear anywhere on the petition. So what we're asking for is a immediate halt of all other works, and then that there be a Legislative Council committee to review the act that enables both of these works to occur, which is the North Adelaide Public Golf Course Act and the South Australian Motorsport Act, just to see if those acts are appropriate uses of the law, whether there's anything that can be done to fix those so that this doesn't happen again anywhere else, particularly in the case of the motorsport, because those works haven't started yet. And the other thing we'd like to see done is that the change of the land parcels for Possum Park and Johnny Brown Park, which are, as part of the North Adelaide Golf Course Act, they're changed from Crown land to fee simple land and given to care and control of the Minister, which is the Premier. We'd like to see them return to the care and control of the Adelaide City Council in the same way that the rest of the parklands are.
Is it a bit late for that part of it? I think that the MotoGP side of things, people would understand those trees aren't gone yet. A decision on the track hasn't been made. So, a petition or a protest ahead of time makes sense in that respect if you are that way inclined. But on the North Adelaide Golf Course stuff, is it too little too late?
It certainly, we can't unchop down the trees, but that is more of a governance question as far as the ongoing care of the land itself. We'd like to see that return to the council because then it's a consistent management of the entire parklands. The only exception there being the strip along North Terrace, which is part of the government domain. The golf course is not part of that government domain, so it's not really, we don't think it's appropriate that it is governed in a completely separate manner to the rest of the parkland.
Okay. Patrick Marr there, Adelaide City Councillor.
15 minutes after 8. Let us know your thoughts, folks. 8223 0000. You can text us on 0480 08 1395. We before the break awarded, well, Matt Abraham really did, awarded British Premier Andy Burnham his very first biggest louver of the week for his stunt tasting pub snacks in the UK involving salt and vinegar chips.
At least it's not just in Australia that politicians do silly things on the taxpayer.
Let's just stay away from food, I think. We got a message from Dave who said, how about this? My former employer once owned a pub in what he referred to as the grim north of the UK. The most popular bar snack was placing a pickled egg onto a split-open bag of salt and vinegar chips, and you snack your way through both.
I could see that.
A pickled egg split onto a bag of salt and vinegar chips.
I could get around that.
You didn't turn your nose up to that.
No, I could get around that. I feel like I would enjoy it.
Speaking of things that are happening over in the UK at the moment that may or may not be peculiar, the Clacton by-election will take place a little bit later today. 4 p.m. to 7 a.m. our time, which is 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. local time. This is a by-election triggered by the resignation from Parliament of Nigel Farage, who's the leader of Reform, effectively the One Nation of the UK, on account of a parliamentary investigation into his finances that found he received this $5 million gift that was undeclared. And he said, well, if I'm accused of doing something improper, I will throw myself at the voters and let them decide. And the major party said, this is a total stunt.
Yeah.
This is not how you clear your name.
Also not how the system works.
That's
okay,
right.
Yeah.
And so they said, we're not going to contest, which meant the only real contestant for the seat of Clacton, the by-election, with any kind of profile was the novelty candidate, Count Binface, who is a candidate who runs quite often in the UK, dressed as an intergalactic bin who says he's coming to Earth to fix up the UK and so forth, and is a character played by a funny comedian and writer in the UK. So he's making his final pitch and doing the rounds. And, of course, around the world, this has got global attention. That's why we're talking about it, because of the novelty of it. You've got the leader of a major party effectively running around for 6 weeks campaigning against a man dressed as a bin from outer space. So in the US, they did an interview with Count Binface, and they were trying to get a bead on, well, where does he sit ideologically?
Politically.
And that's right. They posed the question, where do you sit on the political spectrum?
Where would that fall on the political spectrum?
Well, I am the galactic center, and everything else just revolves around me like little planets.
Could you put that in, like, American political terms?
Yes. I'm the galactic center, and everything else spins around me like little planets.
Which I love that for so many reasons, not the least of which it's a wonderful clash of British and American humour.
Did the interviewer laugh?
No, I didn't. The interviewer had no idea what was happening. And it's the most American take on politics that they.
I am the galactic center.
I'm the galactic center. The Americans had no idea whether this person's funny or not because they can't make that decision without knowing where they sit politically.
Yeah. Do you agree with my politics? If so,
Yeah.
I will laugh.
That's
if
right.
If not, you're not funny.
Which is just such an unfortunately divided American view on the world.
You're right.
We asked for an interview with Count Binface, by the way, and we received no response. But maybe we don't beam into outer space.
I wonder how he'd talk if we asked him to put his politics in Australian terms.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's got an Australian accent up here.
Crikey, mate, I am in the galactic centre.
Polling-wise, Nigel Farage should win with relative ease. I think somewhere between 20 and 30% still of people in Clacton will vote for an intergalactic bin. 60, 70-odd% will probably put Nigel Farage first.
Wow.
So a lot of money's been spent on what's degenerated into some sort of a farce. Tactically, in the end, probably well played by the major parties there.
Yeah.
19 minutes after 8, we're going to take a break. We'll talk footy with Ryan Fitzgerald in just a moment. Looking forward to getting his take on Taylor Walker and indeed his own role in celebrating a wonderful young goal kicker in South Australia. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louva House.
Morning there at Parafield Gardens. A crash the Salisbury Highway to the high school. Couple of things on the freeway to look out for. Bit of fog around Crafers and Stirling, plus a large road sign blocking the freeway down track at Bridgewater just near the Verdun ramp. Still slow going at Kilkenny with those urgent telecommunication works. David Terrace near Kilkenny Road. Getting busy. Fullerton Road inbound at Glen Osmond Road and slowing up Anzac Highway at the Marion Road intersection. Early morning camera, Walkley's Road, Walkley Heights. Harris Scarf Friends exclusive mega sale is on now. Save 60% off full price flannelette sheets. Exclusions apply. See conditions online. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Port have something to celebrate this week, something truly to celebrate. Alia's 200.
Pretty special. We dream of playing one game, but barely get to 200, special moment.
He's been a terrific pickup.
Loveliest bloke. Adelaide's only local sports show.
This bloke has some qualities. If you ever played him in a midfield, he could win a Brownlow.
The 5AA Sports Show. Weekday afternoons from 4 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Our last lottery sold out 4 weeks early. And right now, tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery are over 60% sold. Get your tickets now. Win the $4 million Scott Salisbury home in Somerton Park. A single-level sensation with room to move and space to flourish. Our last lottery sold out early and tickets are already over 60% sold. Get yours now. homelottery.com.au. Licence 15011.
What if I told you it's easy to create your new kitchen or laundry project? Well, say hello to Cabinet. Custom cabinetry made easy. From supply only to full installation, Cabinet makes the entire process simple and actually enjoyable. And for a limited time, you pay what the tradies pay. So order and install now and host this Christmas at your place. Visit the Maylands Design Studio today or head to cabnt.com.au. Conditions apply. Everyday heroes like you can help create healthy futures for everybody. At Samri, they're doing the amazing daily. It's in their DNA. But the true test of a treatment or a cure is clinical trials. And right now, there's a roadblock of treatments waiting to be tested. The way to unblock it is your donation, no matter how small. Every bit helps kickstart these vital trials. Speaking of which, you can also donate your time and sign up to be a clinical trials patient yourself. Visit samri.org.au/Giving Day to find out more.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Rush into National Tiles now for our famous spend and save. Spend $1,000 and we'll only charge you $800. Spend $2,000 and we'll only charge you $1,500. Or spend $4,000 and we'll only charge you $2,700. That's a massive $1,300 saving. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into National Tiles or go online now and save. Conditions apply.
Okay, Mawson Lakes Volkswagen has a problem. They've ordered a few too many new Tiguans and Tayrons. Great planning? Debatable. Great news for you? Absolutely. Because when you purchase any current stock Tiguan or Tayron, you'll receive a 3-year car care plan, 3.99% finance, plus $500 worth of accessories. That's a lot of extra value. All because someone got a little enthusiastic with the order form. Finance to approved applicants. T's and C's apply. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen. Just a short drive from the city.
Some gas fitters are happy just getting through the job. At the Gas Shop Unley, we're looking for gas fitters who care about getting it right. We're seeking experienced installers for high-end homes, high-end work, joining a team with a total focus on detail. If you're up for it, get in touch. It's steady 9 to 5 work with people who take pride in great outcomes. And because we're growing, the Gas Shop also needs admin and salespeople. Contact the Gas Shop Unley. Visit thegasshop.com.au.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
Fitzgerald throws his left foot at it. It bounces. It bounces. A goal! A goal!
Fitzy on 5AA Breakfast.
Walco at the centre of SA's biggest cover-up with their incredibly good-looking Walco mesh pool cover. Ryan Fitzgerald, good morning to you.
I can't talk. I haven't been able to talk all week. I thought he was going to play into his 50s.
I reckon if Tex did play into his 50s, Fitzy, he'd still be good for 2 goals a game.
Well, yeah, look, I'd be lying if I said I haven't made a call to see if he's keen to come down to the Port Alonga Cockle Divers, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Did Broken Hill, they outbid you, did they?
But well, look, without a doubt, he's going to go back with friends and family. He's still very, very close to the Bulldogs there. And look, I understand, but what a career. Can I, just on behalf of the Fitzgerald family, I mean, that guy, he is just, you ask him to do anything and Tex always puts his hand up. Anyone that's been involved with Taylor Walker, he is an absolute gem. And you know what, I know he's had his indiscretions over the years, but he's just that one footballer that you ask him for a favour and he will do it for you. So he's going to be sorely missed. And what a career, what an amazing career. I think everyone thought 5-6 years ago that his career was done. We thought he was gone, and he's played some of his best footy over the last few years. So it's just been an absolute pleasure to be a part of it and to watch it. And, the exciting thing now is that Riley Thilthorpe and Darcy Fogarty and those guys can sort of step up into that forward line and take it over. But, yeah, well done, big fella.
Heaps of people have been trying to sort of rate their greatest Crows of all time, or put together lists of the accolades and where he fits in sort of the pantheon of Crows greats. And I actually think he occupies this interesting position whereby maybe he's in your top 4 or 5, but I bet he's in everyone's top 1 or 2 when it comes to their favourite Crows of all time. The love people have for him, I think, actually outstrips his accolades just purely as a footballer. He means so much to the Adelaide Football Club.
Well, my eldest boy, I remember growing up, Huey used to get emotional if Tex had a bad day out in the Oval. And I think a lot of parents would have gone through that. If Tex missed 3 or 4 in a game, I would walk into the lounge room and there'd be Huey crying his eyes out. And that's the effect that he's had on a lot of kids, growing up in that generation. So, yeah, he is, like when you compare him to Tony Modra, I mean, Mods was consistently wise over the years. Tex has had a longer career, but like Mods, I mean that was just a concentrated period in his career where he dominated for so long. But very, very similar forwards, and he'll be our greatest goal kicker. That's going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of great goal kickers, Fitzy, on Monday we spoke with Emily Little from your Port Noarlunga cockle divers. What, she reached such a huge milestone. Was it 100 goals?
100 goals. And actually, I've been trying to do a bit of investigating just to see, since the sort of the AFLW comp has come in and sort of suburban football with the girls has taken off, if there is anybody else that's kicked 100 goals. But Stacey, she's a superstar. Like and you saw, I heard you talking to her, that kick for 100 goals, that was 40 metres every day of the week.
And it just looked easy.
13 years of age. You know, what you didn't talk about as well, she's gone up into the under-17s girls and had a couple of bags of 3 or 4 as well.
Is that right? So, what a star.
You know, like, I know this is why, and this is the president talking here, but I keep saying to myself, could she be the first A-grader to debut at 13, 14 years of age?
Oh.
Wow. I think she's at that level, Stace. Like she's
That's awesome.
And do you know what? For all the local clubs out there, look, and the young girls that are in the car with their mums and dads right now, you know, participation levels has really dropped off in the girls and the women's, and we really want you back. Like it's an amazing comp. And when I see these groups of friends together and how much they love being down the football club, it just gives me so much joy. I get emotional talking about it. But, like, if you are thinking about doing it, grab a group of friends and go out to your local football club, because you don't know how much the women's and the girls' leagues mean to us. Like, it's just... It's given us a whole new perspective, and we just love having the girls there. So we're hoping that this attracts a lot more and we get a few more down the club. But it was such a special night. And, yeah, look, I'm sorry if there was a couple of parents that may have snuck in those fireworks, but it was all worth
I can't believe there was fireworks, there was a pitch invasion, had a real Fitzgerald feel to it, the whole affair, I've got to say. Right down to you going out there and saying you wanted 6 more, which I thought, bit of pressure from the president.
And she ended up with 6. She ended up with 6 on the night.
Is that right?
Well, hey, this was the other thing I didn't tell you. The week before that, she was on 96. She kicked 2 goals within 3 minutes, and then we said to her, go to full back because we want you to kick the 100 down at the footy club. So she could be on 120 now. She was on fire.
That's excellent.
She's on fire. All right, Fitzy, let's get into the tips. Tomorrow night we've got Fremantle and the Crows.
Oh, man. It's just with form at the moment and going over to Opera Stadium, it's going to be very, very hard for our boys. My heart says Crows, my head says Fremantle. So, tippers, if you do follow me, that's completely up to you, but my head does say Fremantle win at home.
Okay. Richmond and St Kilda on Saturday.
St Kilda will win that one, Stace.
Okay. Norths and the Cats.
Yeah, Cats will win that convincingly.
Brisbane Lions and the Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah, look, I think this will be a lot closer. I keep saying this week after week, the Suns have to show something at some stage. But, look, the Lions at their best, you know in the first 5 minutes if they're going to win the game, I think they'll win against the Suns again.
Okay. Hawks and Collingwood?
Well, this is going to be a belter. Hawks are favourite here, but Craig McRae's got Collingwood's defence coming at the moment. It's going to be really close, but I think the Hawks will just get over the line in a real close one.
All right. And then at home, we've got Port Adelaide and Melbourne.
Too many injuries for me today, so I'm going to go the Ds.
Okay. Giants and West Coast Eagles on Sunday.
Yeah, Giants will win that one, but we don't want them in too good a form going into the last round against the Crows.
Western Bulldogs and Carlton?
Yeah, Bulldogs. Look, I think the Bulldogs will bounce back. Carlton, there's a bit of expectation on Carlton now, so they'll falter.
And then Essendon and the Swans.
Yeah, the Swannies will win that one very, very easy.
Good stuff, Fitzy. We'll chat again next week.
No worries. Thanks, Will. See you, Stace. Have a great weekend.
Walco at the centre of SA's biggest cover-up with their incredibly good-looking Walco mesh pool cover.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
A shower or two today. We're heading for a top of 17 degrees with the 8:30 news. Good morning. I'm Kate Collins.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
A man has died after crashing his truck into a tree at Bordertown. It happened on the Dukes Highway just before midnight. The 54-year-old truckie died at the scene. Major crash officers are investigating the circumstances surrounding the crash. The man's death is the 75th life lost on our roads this year. A truck carrying hazardous materials has caught fire and has sparked a warning at Kimber in the Upper Eyre Peninsula. Residents have been told to move indoors, take pets inside and close air vents as hazardous materials burn on the truck. Drivers in the area have been told to do the same. No injuries have been reported, but the air highway is currently blocked in both directions while emergency services work to extinguish the fire and make the area safe. A driver who tried to flee police ended up in a ditch at Cudler last night. Senior Constable Scott James says police tried to stop his Mazda on Womma Road at Edinburgh North.
Mazda was then pursued for a short time but was lost sight of. The vehicle was picked up again on Curtis Road and then pursued until it entered an unattended roadwork area on Anglevale Road and then became bogged in a newly excavated draining channel. So a 39-year-old man from Anglevale who was arrested and charged with dangerous driving to escape police pursuit, driving disqualified and also breaching bail.
The Japanese ambassador to Australia has moved to quash political drama over a botched joke from the PM. Speaking on a podcast, Anthony Albanese gestured in front of his chest while discussing melons he was gifted by his female Japanese counterpart. Japanese ambassador has released a rare statement playing down the comments. Technician delays, mobile unreliability and limited options are among the issues facing telco customers in the regions, according to a new report. The Telecommunications Industry Ombudsman has analysed 27,000 complaints from country areas. Ombudsman Cynthia Gabert says the government needs to take action.
That's things like timely access to technicians, requiring telcos to offer flexible identity authentication methods, but also making sure that people have the right community education on 000 and emergency communications when things do go wrong.
Millions across the UK and Europe have experienced one of the most significant solar eclipses since 1999. UK correspondent Gavin Gray has more.
For most of the UK, more than 90% of the sun was covered by the moon, and it's the first such eclipse since 1999. A little under 3 hours ago, under largely clear skies, there were huge crowds gathered to witness the spectacle. Retailers even sold out of special eclipse glasses meant to protect the eyes from damage caused by staring straight at the sun, and sports events were shifted to avoid coinciding with the loss of light.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is due to leave her post by the end of the month to spend more time with family. The 28-year-old is the youngest person ever to hold the role. US President Donald Trump says Leavitt will become one of his top outside advisors and an influential voice within the Republican Party. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Call Gliderol now. Order a new door with Operator before the end of September and receive 2 extra handsets.
Good morning, Tom Wren.
Very good morning to you as well, Kate. Adelaide's players will train today over in Perth as they prepare for tomorrow night's huge match against Fremantle at Optus Stadium. The Crows must win to keep their top 4 hopes alive and are set to make a swag of changes. But there's still doubt as to whether Taylor Walker will play despite him making the trip over to Perth yesterday. Well, selectors have recalled Josh Hazlewood over Scott Boland for the first test against Bangladesh in Darwin starting this morning. That's despite Boland's starring role in last summer's Ashes domination over England, where he took 20 wickets. The Los Angeles Lakers basketball team has been sold for a record-breaking $17 billion Australian dollars. Lily Greer has more.
The former CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, has entered into an agreement to purchase the LA Lakers, and he is not doing it alone. He's joining forces with Joshua Kushner, an American businessman. Some of you out there might know him as the husband of supermodel Karlie Kloss, but he is also the younger brother of Jared Kushner, who is US President Donald Trump's son-in-law. They are spending an eye-watering amount, $12.5 billion to buy the Lakers, and what that does is sends the team value up by around $2.5 billion. It was sold little more than a year ago for $10 billion to the owner of the LA Dodgers.
Men's semi-final action is underway at the Canadian Tennis Open with Rafael Nadal taking on Brandon Nakashima. It's just gone to a tiebreaker in the first set. And in some soccer, Paris Saint-Germain has beaten Aston Villa 2-1 to claim the UEFA Super Cup. Meantime, Ellie Carpenter's Chelsea has defeated the A-League Women's All-Stars 3-0 at Allianz Stadium. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tommy. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there. Crash causing a few delays at Colonelite Gardens. It's on Springbank Road near Goodwood Road. Parafield Gardens, another collision getting sorted there. The Salisbury Highway to the high school. Bit of fog through the hills at the moment, particularly on the freeway around Crafers and Stirling. Take it easy on the drive, and we're quite slow. Fullerton Road at the Glen Osmond Road intersection heading into the city. Busy right now. West Terrace in the city as well, and a Camera Cavan Road, Dry Creek. Get the model year 26.5 Ford Ranger Black Edition from 53k drive away at participating dealers. See Ford.com.au for details. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now to the 5AA forecast. A shower or two today. We're heading for a top of 17 degrees. 17 again tomorrow with a shower or two. And 17 the top right across the weekend and partly cloudy. Right now it's 13 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide, and if you're like me and you love a good bargain from your local chemist, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
It's time to complete your census. We need to hear from everyone to help plan for Australia's future. If you know where you'll be on Census Night, Tuesday the 11th of August, you can complete the form for your household as soon as you get your instructions. Complete the census for your household online, by paper, or with help from census staff. Whoever you are, we need to hear from you. Every answer matters. For more on how to complete, visit census.abs.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra.
Show the Bulldog spirit and give a mighty roar!
This spirit belongs to everyone. This feeling belongs to everyone. This game belongs to everyone. AFL Play. Built by belonging. Visit play.afl/belong to play where you belong.
Are you aged between 18 to 55 and generally healthy? CMAX needs your help. You might be eligible to take part in a clinical trial that advances research for a rare genetic condition called Prader-Willi syndrome. By participating, you'll spend 4 nights at CMAX in Adelaide CBD, attend 1 follow-up visit and get paid for your time. Take part and help bring hope to families and people experiencing this condition. Ready to make an impact? Apply at cmax.com.au.
You probably know double glazing is a good idea. But DG for double glazing can help you understand all the benefits. For example, up to 40% of a home's heat can escape through the windows. More than the roof, more than the walls. DG for double glazing can help you retain that heat using quality trend windows. And because every home is different, they offer a free in-home consultation. Not just a quote. Visit dgfordoubleglazing.com.au.
Businesses spend thousands on wellness initiatives, but how many of them can employees actually feel? Sure, a bowl of fruit in the staff kitchen is great, but 10 minutes in a premium feel-good massage chair, that will change your day. It's not just a perk, that's a reset button in the middle of the workday. A chance to ease tension, clear the head, and return feeling ready to focus. Feel the difference with a feel-good massage chair. Hire one today from the showroom on Port Road or Marion.
Ready for a fresh start in a location you love? Speak with Rossdale Homes. At Rossdale, we specialise in knockdown rebuilds, giving you a brand new home at your favourite address. Whether it's a single story, 2-story or split level design, we'll custom build a home that fits your style, needs and budget. And with our fixed price contracts, you'll have complete peace of mind from start to finish. Rossdale Homes, your local SA builder, because trust is a must.
Want to get out on the water? The Yamaha Pitman's Marine Mega Sale is happening now. Prices slashed on Yamaha outboards. Every model from the portable 2.5 right up to the mighty 450. Or jump on a Yamaha Wave Runner. Free coffee and free sausage sizzle till 4 p.m. Saturday 15th. 7 days of mega savings means you hit the water with the best for less. Only at Yamaha Pitman's Marine, August 10 to 15th. It's time to go mega.
FIVEAA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to FIVEAA on Facebook or YouTube. Knockdown, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
18 to 9. Thanks for your text, Joe, on the subject of women's footy that Ryan Fitzgerald brought up. Joe says a big shout out to the Wollonga girls under 14s and under 17s and A grade. They're all in the grand final this Sunday.
Oh.
The Wollonga putting through a golden generation, 14s, 17s and A grade. Well, good luck to them. Doesn't sound like they're going to need it, Joe. Sounds like there must be some talented girls there.
Yeah.
There's a really disturbing story that was on 7 News last night that we want to do some more work on now. Lyle Pearce, who we're about to speak to, spotted something peculiar high in a tree while he was on his walk, a solar-powered camera that in and of itself would just be a curio, if not for the fact that it was pointed toward a playground and in the line of sight of Hillcrest Primary School. Lyle Pearce joins us now. Lyle, good morning. Just take us through what you were doing, your walk, what drew your gaze up to the tree, and what did you see and what did you think it was?
Good morning, and how are you on this fine day? I was taking my little dog for strolls as usual and walking through the park, and I quite enjoy looking at the gum trees. And then I noticed that the camera was up in the fork of one of the gum trees on a lot next to the Queensborough Park.
And we're looking at the pictures now on the live stream, Lyle. It's not just, a small GoPro. It looks like quite a professional.
Yeah.
A CCTV camera. It's one of those. If you're thinking about it, it looks round and it's kind of on a module that would be able to tilt and turn.
I'm not entirely sure it rotates. It looks like the sort of camera that you would go and buy for your home security, and you just stick it on your front door, and you'd be able to see your Uber Eats deliveries coming in.
So in the first instance you see something like that, you obviously could see the direction it was pointed, and pointed out the potential for misuse or, God knows what. Who do you call? Who'd you call first?
Well, I tried the council first of all, and they suggested I just call the police. Look, I had no idea whether this was a legitimate camera, whether the land that it was on was owned by anybody, or whether it's part of the park. So I left it up to the police to deal with. The police didn't seem to have come across this sort of thing before. They seemed a little bit sort of flabbergasted with regards to having this reported.
It looks like a really nice little park there with the gums. I can see why you walk through it, Lyle. I imagine it'd be the kind of place that would often have lots of kids playing in that playground.
Well, yes, during school pickups, the primary school is just behind the community centre there, and lots of kids play in the playground after school, waiting for the parents to pick them up. So it's quite a well-used little playground.
It's just really... Could you tell if it was recording? You know how sometimes cameras, when they're on, they've got a light on or anything?
I had no idea. I just saw it up there, and it was well out of my reach. So I just took a photograph of it, and that was it.
Yeah.
Did you hang around, Lyle, to see how the police got rid of it?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So they turned up. They said they had a look at the camera. They interviewed me, gave me a police report number, which I promptly forgot. And then sometime in the next 24 hours, they came along and removed it.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time this morning, Lyle. It's a really strange one. And as Lyle said, the first thing he did was call the local council. Claire Bone is the Mayor of the City Port Adelaide Enfield. Good morning to you, Mayor Claire Bone.
Morning, Stacey and Will.
I'm assuming it's not a council camera.
No. Actually, interestingly enough, we have very few CCTV across the council. We really respect people's privacy. There's been a few incidences at various locations where we have put some in, mostly temporarily, but definitely not a council camera. And it is quite disturbing. I'm really grateful for Lyle for actually reporting this to SAPOL, because it's not the sort of thing we want to see in our local parks.
Yeah. Did you send anyone down there to have a look and see, because it was directed towards the playground and the school?
Yeah, well, our team now, it's very much a SAPOL matter. I mean, if our council staff had gone in and tried to remove it, then it would have potentially been disrupting the evidence that might have been needed if there is something sinister behind it. Of course, we don't know yet whether or not it was actually even functioning or whether it was a bit of a prank. Who knows at this point? And I'm really grateful for SAPOL, who I'm sure will do an excellent job of investigating this one. But yeah, the team are often out in the parks They certainly haven't had to look for cameras before or had that on their list, but I'm sure from now on they'll be out there making sure that that's one of the things they're keeping an eye out for, unfortunately.
What a sad state of affairs that is. Claire, thank you. That's the Mayor of the City of Port Adelaide Enfield, Claire Bone. A bit like Lyle in the news last night. I was thinking, trying to wrap my brain for what legitimate reason it could be there. If there was an imagined less worse scenario than the one that seems to be the most obvious, and everything he said, the bird watching and it was the Scouts, maybe it was a project. None of it makes sense where it is and the one you'd buy. As Andrew on the text line says, it looks like, and maybe Andrew's watching on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, I'm not sure. Andrew says it's the most common form of CCTV camera that you can get. It doesn't require wiring, sends vision via Bluetooth to your phone. So
makes it even more creepy, doesn't it?
Rob says maybe it's a vigilante trying to monitor antisocial behaviour at the park. Yeah, maybe there's still something odd. It's something creepy about pointing a camera at a playground.
Yeah, sure. Maybe it is someone like that.
I hope it is that. Well, that's a way better result than what we fear it is.
It's also not your job.
Yeah, true.
If there's antisocial behaviour, there are authorities you can call to check on that and let them do their job. I don't know. Sometimes, if it is that, sometimes I feel like there's too many too-gooders out there. But yeah, you're right. The better scenario in this case is a do-gooder than the alternative.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, we're going to check traffic and we'll come back with more on 5AA Breakfast in just a moment. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by FIVEAA House.
Quite big delays at the moment at Kettlelight Gardens with the crash. Springbank Road near Goodwood Road. Parafield Gardens, another collision there. The Salisbury Highway to the high school. A little bit of fog rolling through the hills at the moment, so a little bit slower around Crowfers and Selling on the freeway. And we're getting busy South Road at Tonsley as you get off the Southern Expressway. Brighton Road, Brighton's busy, and we've got a Canberra to look out for. Campbell Road, Elizabeth Downs. Want 100% Aussie fresh meat for less? Head to Aldi. They only stock 100% fresh Aussie meat at a price you'll love. That's an Aldi price. Aldi, good different. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Bargain car insurance can turn out to be a lemon. And discount home insurance, well, it can often be a house of cards. For cover that goes the extra mile, be savvy, not sorry. And switch to Amy, winner of 12 CanStar Awards for outstanding value home contents and car insurance.
Lucky you're with Amy.
For buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PDS at amy.com.au and consider whether it's right for you. TMD also available.
Looking for exceptional value on a new Kia? This August, receive $1,000 cashback on the award-winning Kia K4 in hatch or sedan. Or step into the Kia Tasman pickup, SX or SX Plus and enjoy $2,000 cashback on Kia's toughest dude ever. Available only at participating dealers on in-stock new and demo 2025 build vehicles purchased and delivered before August 31. Redeemable as price reduction only. Not available to fleet, government or rental buyers with other offers. Offer may be varied or extended. Full T's and C's at kia.com/au.
Kia, movement that inspires.
General Tools is turning 70 and still proudly supporting Australian manufacturing and engineering. For heavy industry, they stock premium metal cutting bandsaws, plus a large range of bandsaw blades to suit. You'll also find soluble oil, metal cutting lubricants, quality measuring equipment, and the right tools for drilling, tapping, reaming, and countersinking. With expert service, competitive prices, and 70 years' experience, you can trust General Tools. In store at Cavan or online at generaltools.com.au.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Adelaide Active, supporting your health and well-being with clinical rehabilitation, hydrotherapy and personalised care. Start feeling better today with Adelaide Active.
Booking.com is the easiest way from counting down the minutes to flying, where time doesn't matter. Go on. Book that trip. It's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Harris Scarf Friends exclusive mega sale is on now. Save 50% off full price Scan Pan and Green Pan cookware and 30% off full price Ninja air fryers. Hurry, mega sale ends soon. Exclusions apply. See conditions online. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
If you're chasing real financial independence, real training and a real future, apply for an underground mining job with Burncut.
You're working 6 months of the year. No one wants anything better than that. You're home with your family, your friends, you have a lot of, time to yourself. You can do whatever you want. If I'd have known about this, when I was 18, I would have tried to get in straight away. Do it. It's worth it.
Real financial independence, real training and a real future. Apply now at burncut.com.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
8 to 9 reporting season for our banks. ANZ have joined Commonwealth Bank and Westpac in putting out some detail. The headline is always the profit, 1.9 billion, which is up marginally, but pretty flat from what they predicted. But that's at the moment the less interesting component of it, because we're looking at the banks for hints about what property prices are going to do and what they're seeing with regard to mortgage applications. They have seen a 5% quarter-on-quarter reduction in mortgage application value and a 12% reduction from the budget through to the end of July. So broadly consistent. Oh, wow. There was a big reaction post-budget. That has been lots of data around today about the fact that was being led by investors, which, no surprise, they were the budget sought to disincentivise investing in real estate, and we're seeing that. Now, we've lamented the fact that so many of the headlines about real estate have been about interstate, but the Fin Review have written an article this morning, haven't they, that's talking specifically about some of the changes we're seeing in Western Australia and South Australia. Yeah, and they've said people looking to sell homes in South Australia sort of looking at those price falls in the eastern states and thinking, all right, well, we're not there yet here in Adelaide. I might try and get ahead of it. And it's led to a surge in the number of homes being listed right now. So they're saying you might be able to grab a bargain because there seems to be a bit of an oversupply. Peter Kalizos is a property expert and property lecturer at Adelaide University. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Stacey and Will.
Because, Will and I have been talking for a while now, a few weeks, about property prices in the eastern states seem to be coming down. It hasn't been the case here, but it sounds like some people are trying to beat that. They think it'll happen here, just not yet.
Yeah, look, generally springtime is when a lot of people put their properties on the market because the garden's looking at its best at that time. And I think a few people are trying to beat that spring rush, which means that there's relatively a lot more properties for sale now than there was, say, 3 or 6 or even 12 months ago. So someone made the point about the various ways in which human behaviour changed based on the investment class. So people who invest in shares will always sort of, there's a saying about buying the dip or trying to find yourself a bargain. Yet in property, people try to buy the bottom and will wait out a falling market like this. Do you think that's a reasonable assessment of how people invest in property? And if so, when do you think the bottom comes? Well, I've been teaching in property for over 30 years and I still haven't been able to pick the bottom. I only know when it's a bottom when it's past.
Yes.
But certainly the market is going to slow. But if you're in property for a long time, like recent figures showed that Adelaide property prices increased 108% from March 2020 to March 2026. So that's more than doubled. I mean, like if you paid an extra 3% or 4% or 5% on the property, or you missed the bottom, does it really matter over a 10-year period? Yeah. I mean, those people who are trying to, buy at the bottom and sell at the peak, good luck. But generally speaking, if you're investing in property rather than just speculating, you're in for the long term, and sooner or later, property market's going to go up. Sometimes it spikes like it recently did, but sometimes you've got to wait many years before you get that spike in Adelaide.
There's been a lot written in recent weeks about that small subset of property buyers who probably fit in that 5% deposit scheme that might be in negative equity as a result of price drops. Would you say the same thing to them in the sense that over the long haul, it's a house to live in and it's you're probably not going to stay in that negative equity space?
And that's right. And in the end, the bank's not going to really notice the negative equity. What they are going to notice is, are you keeping up with your mortgage repayment? So if you can keep your mouth shut and keep making the mortgage repayments, you're fine. And the beauty is this time around, because unemployment is so low, the vast majority of people can continue to make their mortgage repayments, whereas unlike the 90s when we had another significant property downturn, we had unemployment double figures, inflation double figures, and interest rate double figures. So for many people, it wasn't an option to keep making the mortgage repayments because they'd lost their job. But this time around is very different.
Yeah. And as we keep saying, that negative equity or the value of your home, if it's increased and is in your interest, it's not actually realised until you sell the property. So there's a lot of people asset rich and cash poor right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good stuff, Peter. Thank you. Always appreciate your time. Peter Kalizos, property expert and property lecturer at Adelaide University. We're going to have a quick look at the fuel situation to round things out this morning, thanks to the excellent RAA. It's better to be a member with RAA Road Service. It's crept up ever so slightly, but it seems to be stable in that $1.90 range. If you get it if you get it under $2 at the moment, you've probably done okay. The United South Road, Melrose Park, $1.93.5. The Yugo, Salisbury Highway, Salisbury Downs, $1.95.5. The BPX Convenience, Grand Junction Road, Port Adelaide, $1.96.5. And the Shell OTR, Main North Road, Thorngate, $1.96.9. They're the good ones for unleaded diesel. Silvers, Gilbert Street in the city, $2.39.9. Have a great Thursday.